Do not worry.
What up, everybody? How's it going? Maki, what's up? What up, everyone? Welcome to a brand new Do Not Worry stream, folks. I am coming to you guys solo from the heart of Lebanon, folks. We're trying out a new angle today, folks. Different angle. It's a little weird, isn't it? Welcome, everyone. Welcome. We got a couple of y'all live already. We got, in the live chat, we got Janet B, Marina Nimis, Kujay Crew, Haley D, and we got Maki. There we go. Maki making his appearance. Made us wait. Oh, let me fix that angle real quick, folks. I'll be right back. Sorry, folks. Very important work. As you know, it's important to have Maki with us. Oh, so cozy. Make yourself cozy, buddy. It's a long night. It's a long... Oh, little Maki. Little sweet boy. How's everyone doing, folks? Look, I have to be honest with you guys. This is the first stream of August. I wanted to come back in a good mood and stuff. But today's the 5th year anniversary of August 4th. So we feeling a little down. We feeling a little shitty. You know what I mean? I also didn't get that much sleep over the weekend, so my ass be tired today, folks. I'm a little tired. I went to the gym earlier, haven't eaten properly all day, and as I was gathering the videos for August 4th, it just fucking bummed me the fuck out, folks. So, trigger warning, we're going to be talking about August 4th as the first topic of this episode, the August 4th blast that happened in Beirut 5 years ago. So if you're not into that, and for, you know, I can't blame you, maybe consider skipping the first 20 minutes of this episode. Before we get into that, folks, take a second to subscribe to the brand new YouTube channel that I have launched, folks, last month. Let me copy that right here in the live chat. Do Not Worry Gaming. We're at 713 subscribers. We are on our way to 1,000, folks. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. So consider supporting us if you're into video games in any capacity. You like watching video games. I'm currently playing through Dark Souls. And we played Frog Detective together last week. I'm going to be doing at least 2 to 3 gaming live streams this week. I'm going to be playing more Dark Souls. I'm going to be playing more Frog Detective. A whole live stream dedicated to Frog Detective. And I was finally able to download American Truck Simulator, folks. I'm going to be able to live out my dreams of being an American trucker, driving through the American highways or whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? We're going to be driving some trucks. So I wasn't able to buy the game last week. For some reason, my US card stopped working on Steam. I think they figured out that I lived in Lebanon, but I was using an American card. I was able to make the first purchase and buy a bunch of games. They caught on, so I tried my Lebanese card, and it actually ended up working. I was able to buy a couple of games using my Lebanese card. I thought, because there was a whole banking crisis in Lebanon a few years ago, I didn't even know that my debit card, my Lebanese card, could work to buy shit online. So I guess I can just do that, and that's the solution to that problem. So, folks, if you want to watch me be a trucker, play some American Trucking Simulator, you want to watch some Frog Detective and some Dark Souls, consider subscribing to Do Not Worry Gaming, folks. Help us get to 1,000 subs. Let's refresh. Let's see if any of you guys subscribed. 714, you see? Just like that, folks. Just like that. Beautiful. Also, folks, if you guys would like to support the Do Not Worry podcast, you can do so via Patreon by becoming a patron, folks. We love our patrons. And let me take a second to thank some of our brand new patrons that joined. Irene the Dream became a superhero patron. Dana Ahmed and Fujoshi Cake became blonde patrons recently. And Jess Polito and Fab became abductee patrons. Expect some exclusive content this week. You guys can also support us by becoming a YouTube member. There's a bunch of different tiers that you guys can join. We have, let me take a second to thank some of our higher levels YouTube members, such as Haley D, Nam Goong, and Nola Magnolia. We love you guys so much. Thank you for the support. So you guys can consider supporting via Patreon, via YouTube memberships. You can gift memberships in the live chat, just like Haley D just gifted 5 memberships just a couple of minutes ago. Thank you so much, Haley. We love you. And Edson Mola, who's been a member for 1 month, says, lots of love from Mexico. Que viva Palestina. Edson, thank you so much for being a member. We love you so much. And long live Palestine. Also, you know, members, whatever video comes out for patrons, members will get it as well. I did a couple of exclusive live streams a couple of weeks ago. One for patrons, one for members. So expect the content, folks. Expect some nice stuff. We working hard. It is so hot today, folks. It is so hard. So thank you so much. And you guys can also support us in the live chat if you want to throw in some super chats. Thank you so much. But you don't have to do any of that to be supportive, folks. Just consider liking the video, subscribing to the channel, engage in the live chat, leave a comment if you watch the replay. Help us out, and we will love you so much. So, with all that fun stuff out of the way, also, for those of you who were asking for a P.O. box, we have one now. You can request it on Discord, and Nour will send you the P.O. box. Finally, folks. Also, Nour leaked it on the last stream, so if you want to find it, it's still up. So, besides talking about August 4th today, Hasan got together with Noah Samsen and they watched a whole bunch of like Ethan stuff. They talked about Ethan. We're going to react to that. I'm finally going to watch Bassem, Youssef, and the Nelk boys. I'm late. I also really wanted to watch the Crystal Ball interview. Let me know if it's not too late for you guys. I might want to watch that, but it's like, fuck, it's a week old at this point. So I was supposed to stream over the weekend, didn't have the time. So if we missed that, I apologize. Anyways, folks, with all that down, sorry. I'm alone. I'm yapping. Haley D just gifted another 5 memberships. Haley, you crazy. Haley, you crazy. Okay, folks, I'm going to try to keep up with the live chat as much as I can. Obviously, it is easy for me to notice all the super chats because like they come highlighted in like different colors and stuff. Marina Nemes also just gifted 5 Do Not Worry memberships. You guys are going crazy with the gifting, folks. You guys are amazing. I'm rewarding you all with a members video this week, I promise. Let me just take a second to open some of the videos that we need for the depressing August 4th segment. So again, warning, folks, we're going to be looking at footage of explosions, people in explosions. Disturbing stuff, to be honest with you guys. So this is definitely going to get demonetized as well, but this is important to talk about. This was a traumatic event for so many people's lives. We're going to go over some of the most like viral moments that happened. I'm just opening everything up. Should have done that probably before starting the stream. No, but you know, this is what we do. Also, folks, we are planning a big sort of a fundraiser live stream mid-month, so stay tuned for more information about that. I'm just kind of working on setting everything up, figuring out some technical logistics. I've, you know, imagined doing like I've never done like that long of a live stream where we're going to try to do like fundraising and stuff, so be patient with us.
Is that what we're looking for? You want it to be cool, but
okay, there we go. Everything is ready, folks. So 5 years ago today, on August 4th, there was a massive blast that took place in the Beirut port of Beirut. Like around 300 people died. It was pretty fucked up. I was in Beirut when it happened. It was very traumatic, folks. We're gonna watch some footage, just remember some of the shit that happened. Yeah, it's kind of crazy. It's even weird. I don't even know how to talk about it, to be honest with you guys. It's weird. I even thought not talking about it, but I was like, it's weird not talking about it. You know what I mean? It's the 4th of August, bro. That shit was quite traumatic for a lot of people. And a lot of you guys watching, if you're watching from abroad, you might not be familiar with what happened exactly. So there was a massive blast that came out of the port of Beirut. There was like 2,700 tons of ammonium nitrate that were stored in the Beirut port. They were stored there by like, I mean, most likely by Hezbollah and like the Syrian government. They were storing it to use as explosives, probably in Syria or something, and it was stored in the Beirut port for many, many years. It was kind of just like ignored. Now, what caused the fire? What caused the explosion? But it is still kind of debated. Some people say there was like someone soldering like metal, like like literally someone with like a soldering machine, trying to like melt some kind of a door or something, and there was like some kind of a fire that started. Some people believe, a lot of people believe, the majority believe, not the majority maybe, but that Israel dropped a bomb on the port and blew it up, knowing that there was ammonium nitrate, hoping that there would be some kind of blast, maybe not expecting that level of damage. There still has not been justice for August 4th. Hezbollah has, I mean, and you guys know us, we talk about Hezbollah, and we are defenders of the resistance here in Lebanon. But, you know, we're not going to shy away from saying that Hezbollah was mainly responsible for this blast. And if it's not just them, then it was a tag team between them and Israel unknowingly. They also blocked the investigation from trying to put the people that were responsible for this behind bars. So still, no one has paid the price. No one has paid a price for what has happened on the 4th of August. No one has been to jail for it. There's been close to no progress in the court case. Everything has been blocked, essentially. So it's kind of fucked up. The family members of the deceased have not gotten any justice. Little kids died. All sorts of people died. It was pretty fucked up. Dreadful Utopia just gifted 5 memberships. Everybody's on fire today with the gifting memberships. Thank you so much. And we got 100 of you guys watching live right now. Hello, everyone. Nola Magnolia sends $5 and says, in case the video gets demonetized, my heart is with Beirut today. Nola, we love you. That's so generous of you. Thank you so much. It's that I don't blame them for demonetizing this. I don't think any advertisers want to be associated with this, but so let's just kind of, and I was in Beirut when this happened. It was very scary. It was top 3 scariest and worst days of my life, to be completely honest. Yeah, let's and I'll walk you guys through my experience. I've talked about it a couple of times on stream before, but I want to talk about it again. It's just worth remembering, you know what I mean? And obviously, again, trigger warning, disturbing footage. Or actually, just let me switch audio source from my speaker to my TV. That way it doesn't get too loud for you guys. In case the mic picks it up. Janet B sends $10 and says to help cover for demonetization. Janet, that's so sweet of you. You and Nola Magnolia, that's extremely sweet of you. Veronica, also from Israel, sends and says, I never knew the story. Our favorite anti-Zionist Israeli folks who's here. Thank you so much, Veronica. All right, let's get to the blast. Try to turn this down a little bit. Let me know if it's too loud. So there was an initial blast. This is the port of Beirut. I lived you know what? I never realized how close I lived to the port until the blast happened. You kind of don't notice these things. But I was like literally, I was like in the blast radius, you know what I mean? Within the blast vicinity. So there was an initial blast that happened. And I think 9 firefighters were dispatched at first to try to like contain the fire. And they were basically sent to their death. You know what I mean? Poor souls. So there was an initial blast. And then about, 30 or 40 seconds later, you're going to see another blast, which is this thing. This fucking thing that happened. Insane, bro. Okay, again, trigger warning, guys. Trigger warning. If it's not 9, it might be more. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't look into all the details. I try not to, honestly, fucking relive this day. I shouldn't even be doing this to myself or to my Lebanese viewers. So you see, like, just stores. So you see that mushroom cloud? Like, it literally looks like a nuclear weapon. It was like the 3rd largest non-nuclear blast and ever recorded in history. Here's another angle. I mean, it's insane. Look at that. Look at that, bro. Look at that. Like, I was somewhere here. I was somewhere, like, in there, man. But these people are saying, holy, like, Mary, Mother of God. Like, what's happening? This guy says that's a nuclear blast. So, just to give you guys some context of, like, I was home with my flatmate, Jihad. He just texted me earlier today just to, like, talk about today. You know what I mean? He was like, hey, we were together, like, on this day 5 years ago, bro, just saying hi. So my flatmate and I were home. I was just in my room, chilling. Was about to have a good chill time. And Elias, actually, my best friend, who you guys have seen on the gaming channel, who plays Dark Souls with me, was actually coming over in a couple of hours. He was supposed to come over. So I'm sitting in my bedroom, just hanging out, and I hear like a faint noise in the distance. Like, I describe it like an AC unit, like dropping from like a 2nd floor on the ground, but like, a couple of blocks away. Sounded kind of loud. I didn't. Oh, lost power, folks. Living in Lebanon, that's what you get. So I did not expect that it was a blast of some kind. But I heard this faint noise. So I was about to call my roommate's name, my flatmate's name. And just before I call out his name, he calls out my name. He's like, yo, Anthony. I'm like, you heard that, right? He's like, yep, I heard it. We both get up. walk towards the hallway. I remember. Yeah, we walked towards the hallway. So I was kind of relatively in a safe space because there were no windows. There was no access to anything that could hurt me on that side. So we're both in the hallway. We're like, what do you think it is? He's like, do you think it's an earthquake? I'm like, I don't know. He's like, do you think it's an explosion? I'm like, I don't think it's an explosion. And then we hear the massive, super, super loud blast. And that is, let me show you which one that is. So then we hear. So the first faint thing we heard was whatever blast that caused this. I don't think there's any footage of that first initial blast. So this is going on while me and Jihad are in the hallway talking. You know what I mean? We're like, yo, what do you think it is? We're thinking what it might be. Then that first big blast happens. The whole house, the whole apartment just fucking shakes and moves. Everything just moves. It's extremely fucking loud. And I remember my cat Leopold. Rest in peace, Leo. We love you. I was in the hallway. I see Leopold in the living room. Fuck. It's hard to talk about Leopold. So he's in the living room. I see him like freaking out. And he runs towards like another bedroom. So I decide to leave the hallway to get to the living room to try to grab Leo. I'm like, what the fuck is happening? Is it an earthquake? Is it something? So Leo moves in. As soon as I run, just like 5 feet to get to the living room, the mushroom cloud happens, the sonic boom, the sonic wave, and then that thing knocks me the fuck back on the wall. Like I'm just standing like this, and I get knocked the fuck back like a couple of feet. You know what I mean? Like boom on the wall behind me. I remember there was like an old Egyptian movie poster behind me, and then there was a huge, massive window just ahead of me. Huge, 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 massive window. The whole thing shatters, and a whole bunch of glass just comes flying towards me, bro. And I fucking hate glass and cutting myself. And like, who's a fan of glass and cutting themselves? But like, I have a particular phobia of that sort of shit. And I had like a fight or flight moment. I'm like, holy fuck. And I just remember putting my hands against my face. I'm like, holy fuck. And I describe that moment as a tornado of glass. It was literally just, I had my eyes closed and my hands on my face like that, just kind of like in the corner behind the wall, and you just heard like debris and glass and everything just like hitting shit, like and bouncing off shit, and like just pieces of it and debris hitting you. I got insanely lucky. I just got like I remember getting 3 cuts, 3 injuries that I remember. A small piece of glass hit me right on the, like, it honestly almost hit my eyeball. I could have gone blind. I got super lucky. I got just a small cut right on the side of my eye, like just a couple of inches to the side. Insanely lucky. I remember one of my little fingers, I can't remember which one, it got a cut, like kind of a wraparound slice, and my thigh. A piece of glass went through my shorts and cut me in my thighs, in my thigh, and I was just bleeding from there. And as soon as that happened, I remember the glass hits. Then there's just like dust. Everything settles for a second. I run back into the hallway where I was completely safe at first, like an idiot. I mean, I ran to get my cat, but I mean, so I run back to the hallway at that point. Leo had disappeared. I run back to the hallway, and then I remember just looking down, being like, "What the fuck?" And then I see blood dripping on the floor, and I didn't know where the blood was coming from. And you've seen movies, you know, I've seen a lot of movies where someone has like a huge, like traumatic injury and they don't realize it at first because of adrenaline and because of shock and stuff like that. So I was like, holy fuck, like, do I have some giant piece of glass like through me right now? I just don't know because I'm numbed up by adrenaline and shock and shit like that. So I asked my flatmate, Jihad, I'm like, bro, I can't even bear to look, but like, can you look at me and tell me where the blood is coming from? Because I'm too scared to look. And, he looks at me, he's like, you're fine. It's just a little bit of blood from like your forehead or something. I look at my finger, I look at my thigh. He confirms that there's no massive piece of glass going through me at that point. And yeah, that was kind of it. And then I was like, okay, what the fuck do you do? What the fuck do you do to not, like, we weren't sure if it was, we didn't know what the fuck it was at the time. Like, is it an explosion? Is there going to be another blast? Is someone attacking us? Or is Israel bombing us? Is there another incoming attack within 2 seconds? Do we stay indoors? Do we leave? What the fuck do we do? My cat was missing. Leopold was missing. So I had to go look for him, essentially. You know what I mean? So I grabbed the can of tuna. Anytime he would ever leave the house or something, a can of tuna, I would always bring him back. So I grabbed this can of tuna, run downstairs to try to like look, call it Leopold, where are you at? And I just look around me and it's a fucking war zone, bro. Cars flipped over, people bloodied in the streets. There was this little bakery under my house. It was completely destroyed. All of the cakes and the potato chips and chocolates, everything's on the floor. The old lady that ran it had blood gushing down her face with like this young person like carrying her to safety. Just people walking around with like their hands on their heads, just like fucking looking around, bro. Like, what the fuck? Everyone's in shock. No one is registering what's happening. And the only way I could even focus and deal with the situation was like looking for my cat. Like, where's my cat? Leopold, with this, walking around with this can of tuna like an idiot. Don't find him. Go back upstairs. I go into like our guest bedroom. I eventually find Leo just hiding in a little corner. And to get him out was impossible because like by the time he hid in that corner, there was so much glass covering the path to get to him. It took a minute, but I eventually was able to get him out. He wasn't hurt, but like he was traumatized, like a lot of other pets that experienced that day were. And yeah, I mean, we left. I left that night, came home. Then the next day, literally like the next day, we called someone to replace the glass, started cleaning up, and then people moved on. You know what I mean? But no one moved on from the mental toll that it took. The nightmares, just the fucking it's pretty traumatic. Like I don't know what to tell you. So many people, so many lives lost, so many unanswered questions, and when you don't get justice for something, it is kind of it's kind of annoying. You know what I mean? So we're gonna watch some more footage, some heart. Even though through all that destruction and pain and the death, there were some shiny moments of like bravery, and I honestly was tearing up just gathering a lot of this stuff. I don't know how I'm gonna get through this episode today, but let's do it. Little sip of water, folks. A lot of people that I know, by the way, my girlfriend Demi, who you guys have seen on the channel, has her own horrific story. You know, it's not my story to tell, but she's also, and we didn't know each other back then when that happened, you know, but weird that, you know, the person that I love right now, we were both going through fucking hell at the same time, and like I couldn't do anything to help her. So that's also kind of crazy to think about. We didn't even know each other. So here's another angle of the blast. I'm trying to make sure the volume is not too loud. So yeah, it's crazy, man. That sonic boom, so that initial blast, then when this thing hits you, that is what's knocking people like literally to like feet back. Very crazy. So this guy, folks, I was just looking, I just like wrote on YouTube, I'm like, okay, Beirut blast. There's this YouTube channel with 100 subs that literally has made it his job to gather every single angle of the blast. Every single he's up to angle 942, folks. Look at all these angles. Angle of 935, 939, 940, 931, 926. I mean, he skipped a couple of numbers, but like here's an angle from a boat, for example. Yeah. Does the blast happen here? I don't think so. Like that dude's got every angle, man. It's just kind of insane. The dedication. Yeah, like this kind of, okay, again, trigger warning, folks. This is the kind of scene I'm talking about when I went downstairs to look for my cat. You just see stuff like this all around. It was a bit more bloody. It was kind of fucked up. I think this is where a famous ice cream shop is. This is Hanna Mitri. This is a very famous ice cream shop in Lebanon. He's considered by many as the greatest ice cream maker in Lebanon. He's still around. They just moved their shop somewhere else, but this is literally Hanna Mitri's ice cream shop in Ashrafiyeh right here. This is CCTV footage of a hospital that was right next to my house. This is a 3-minute walk from my house where I lived at the time. Again, trigger warning, folks. There's no audio in this because it's CCTV footage. So that first initial blast happened. So they've heard something. They know something is up. At this point, you know what I mean? Trigger warning, folks. Again, just everybody watch. Be careful. And that is when that wave hits. That is when that wave, that big mushroom, when that hits you, look at the devastation. The channel name, the guy, just write Beirut blast angle 930 and you'll get it. You'll find it, I promise. I closed the thing, I'm sorry. Dana Ahmad says نتذكر نذكر ما تنعاد. Oh, that's so sweet. Thank you so much, Dana. She says remember, and we hope it never happens again. I mean, I don't know if anyone can handle it. Like, Beirut was destroyed. It was brought to its knees, honestly. Thank you so much for the generosity, Dana. That's very sweet of you. Veronica says, I'm sorry, that's so traumatic. You are brave. Veronica, thank you so much. It's very sweet of you. Manus Arcade sends $5 and says, you should follow Watermelon Pictures. They make cool Palestinian movies. Plus more. Just released a trailer for Miyazaki art style film made by Pakistani creator. Damn, that's very cool. Can you react to the trailer on stream? Sure, I can do that a little bit later. Madness. Just remind me. If anyone can remind me a little bit. Actually, let me add it to my topics. 1 second. Watermelon Pictures, Miyazaki style film. Let me. All right, got you, bro. If I forget, please remind me of someone. Boom. Okay, guys, sorry. Back to it. So yeah, really fucked up. This scene went viral. Madness, thank you so much, by the way, for the donations. We will react to it together momentarily. This went very viral. This is in an area called Saifi Village. This couple was doing like their bridal photo shoot. You know what I mean? Just a nice little fancy bridal photo shoot before the wedding, and chaos ensued. Like, the blast happened literally while they were doing this fancy photo shoot. So again, trigger warning, folks. So that's the first. So you hear that? Sorry, guys. I'm sorry. I keep repeating it, by the way. That's so fucked of me. I really genuinely apologize. So you're going to hear that initial blast. They're like, Allahu Akbar, what's going on? Everyone's confused. And a few seconds later, the wave hits. And in just 2 seconds, everything changes. Melting Around says, Anthony, your ex-employer has just removed all my comments from their IG page. Ah! Yeah, folks, tomorrow there's a special stream. Remember when I told you guys before that I had an issue with my ex-employers and stuff? We might be discussing some more details about that tomorrow. You can check my Instagram stories if you guys want a sneak peek, though. So we got... This is a priest in the middle of mass. I mean, you gotta remember, there was life going on. I can find you footage of people doing all sorts of things. It was just a regular, normal day. You know what I mean? So there's footage of people at the club. There's footage of people at the beach. There's gonna be footage of people everywhere. It's nuts. You know what I mean? No one was expecting this to happen. Scary shit, folks. But we remember the brave, you know, the innocent people that fell, that lost their lives for nothing. This was kind of crazy. This story went extremely when you do, make sure to follow them. They deserve the attention. I got you, Madness. We will, I promise. And did you forget Upscrolled? We did not. We have Upscrolled. I have it written on the top of my list. I did not make an account yet, but we will. It's literally written on the top of our document, our shared document, and like the largest font out of everything else, Madness. So we got you. We will have. I'm slow. I'm a slow mover, but I promise it will happen. It's on the list. I made a PO box. It took me a few months, but we made a PO box. Madness, don't pay to ask about Upscrolled again. I promise you. You know what I mean? We will do it. Save your money. And thank you for bringing it to our attention. And I can't wait to watch that trailer in just a few minutes. So, and thank you for the support, Madness. You're awesome. We love having you here. So this is a moment that went very viral. There two hospitals in Jaitewe mainly got very fucked. The Jaitewe hospital and I forgot the other one's names. The other one's name. There was a nurse that literally ran and like saved 3 babies. You know what I mean? They were like in incubators. She took them out of the incubator, ran out of there, carrying 3 babies and ran like a few miles. So let's give her flowers and honor her.
More than a week after the heart of Beirut was shattered, this morning Pamela Zaynoun takes us back to the day her world blew up. New CCTV shows the view from the top of Beirut's St. George's Hospital. New video inside the hospital shows the moment of the blast. Pamela, a NICU nurse, was at her desk.
And I heard something very loud. The ground started shaking underneath me and everything came crumbling.
Look at that. And imagine going through that. Literally, the roof just fell on her, bro. Like the whole ceiling just like collapsed on her.
Down.
She crawled out.
Where is my babies? Where are the babies?
The blood of her colleague splattered on the incubator.
Yep, again, trigger warning, folks. I'm sorry I didn't give another trigger warning. The blood of her colleagues splattered on the baby's incubators. And instead of thinking of herself and getting her ass out of there, you know what I mean, protect herself, she runs to save the babies.
I couldn't see them because all the babies were covered with rubble. I grabbed them, I disconnected them.
And she's not the only heroic person. Like I remember one of my coworkers' brothers, her brothers. I can't remember her name. He was like one of the general doctors at that hospital. He like gave an order to like for people to like go rescue like every nurse, almost everyone. Like her story just was so happened to be caught. You know what I mean? But everyone did something heroic. She's certainly not the only hero in the situation. But what she did was, you know, a little extra brave.
I held them well and went through this door outside. Everything here was bloody. I was shaking. My hands were shaking. So what happened is I was doing this all the time, this movement, to see if I still had three heads between my arms.
On her way out, this now viral photograph shows her.
So she says how she kept like checking to make sure that there were still like 3 heads that she was carrying, you know?
Doing this all the time, this movement, to see if I still had three heads between my arms.
On her way out, this now viral photograph shows her calling for help. Alongside a doctor, she ran 3 miles through the devastation to find a working hospital.
People started coming to me.
So she ran 3 miles carrying these little babies through the devastation, yo. And yeah, she saved those fucking babies' lives. Sorry for saying fucking babies, but you know.
Asking me, how can we help you? I told them, please, just give me t-shirts, anything you could take off and give it to me so I could wrap the babies up so they don't lose their temperature.
And when she got there, there was only 1 incubator left.
They were all okay, they were all bathing, they were all asleep at that moment. So I felt a moment of peace when I had them back in this incubator.
2 of the babies Pamela saved were triplets, Sadra and Ali. Their sister Zahra discharged last week. Their mother says they feared the worst. All we saw.
God bless these little babies, folks. God bless these little babies.
Were their
Maki, what do you think? Let's take a little Maki break. Shit's kind of depressing, to be honest with you. I mean, beautiful, hopeful. You know, the babies were saved, but it's bringing up some tough shit. All right, back to reality.
Blankets. Then someone said they were with Pamela. She found the only way to express this kind of thanks.
Absolutely amazing. And they were the lucky ones. And the 3rd baby, you guys, named Noah, also survived, also still doing well. The death toll, though.
So Penny says, I'm 5 minutes behind on stream, so my responses are delayed, but the wedding shot just chilled me to my bones. I'm sorry I can't keep up with all of your super chats, guys, but I'm getting a glimpse of a man. Thank you guys for all the sweet messages. Madness Arcade sent another 5. Madness, stop it. You're crazy, man. Says it's called The Glass Worker. Also, you consider Switch 2 yet? Okay, if you're talking about the trailer, let me add that note. No, the Switch 2, I don't think I'm going to be doing it right now, Madness. Glass Worker. Switch 2, I don't think I'm going to be doing it because I got the PC right now. There's so many PC games that I can play. You know what I'm saying?
So there are nearly 200 people, more than
But
6.
maybe Madness. Soon. This gets me every time. So as I've told you guys before, Lebanon has a domestic worker problem, or something called the kafala system, where we fly in like women from poorer nations, from like the Philippines, Sri Lanka, you know what I mean, and then we hire them, Ethiopia, and we hire them to work as domestic workers for very low wages. It's basically modern slavery. They work for very low wages, and then when they come here, they work with an office who like like confiscates their passports, so they can't travel unless they get their passport back from the office, and they sign these very predatory contracts, and they send most of that money to their families back home, etc. We talk about this often, this problem here in Lebanon, the kafala system, all of that. There's a much more like intense version of that in like Saudi Arabia and countries in the Gulf, but it's really fucked up here as well. I'm not making that excuse. But like that's how like they build all these football stadiums and like in you know, in the UAE and in Qatar and stuff like that. So anyways, this domestic worker here who probably makes no money, you know what I mean, who was paid literally a modern slave wage, okay? Look at her response to the blast. Look at what a hero this lady is, you know what I mean? She put the life of this kid before her own. She owes nothing to these people. They probably, again, pay her nothing. You know what I mean? I'm not saying that she was mistreated by her family. She might have been treated like an angel and like a queen. I don't know. But a lot of these domestic workers are mistreated in Lebanon. They're not treated well. They're not paid enough. Some of them are beaten. Some of them are sexually abused. There are horror stories. So, with that in mind, look at how this heroic lady dealt with the situation. So she hears the blast. She hears that first blast. She's like, what's going on there? And then, boom, grabs the kid. No hesitation, bro. Like, again, I'm always shocked. Like, most people would look out for themselves like, I'm fucking out of here, bro. What the fuck is that? And it's not even, like, your body can't even control it a lot of the times. It's just like a reflex, like fight or flight. Some people just fucking dip and, like, leave their partner right there. Bro, she just grabs the baby. She doesn't know if the balcony's just gonna fucking collapse and they're both gonna go. She might have that split second to get out and save herself. He's like, nah, bro. I'm saving that goddamn little baby. I'm saving that little kid and getting her the fuck out of there. What reflexes, bro? She just grabs that baby. She's like, whoop. Like, no hesitation. No hesitation, bro. Just... I don't even know how she could act that fast. I feel like it would take me like a couple of seconds. Like, what the fuck? Oh shit, the kid, dude. She let go of that fucking Hoover, grabs the fucking kid, and she's out of there, bro. She bolted, dude. She fucking bolted. So what a heroic moment. I love this moment. Again, like I teared up a lot I'm glad I'm not crying now. But when I got this earlier and I was watching it, I was like, holy fuck, man. Because again, when you think of the context surrounding this and how and what she's paid and the working conditions and stuff, she doesn't give a fuck about that, dude. She's saving that kid. And also, they're amazing people. Like these helpers, these domestic workers are the sweetest fucking people. They have the sweetest souls. They take such good care of these kids, even though they're paid pennies and they're paid a fraction of what they're owed and what they deserve. They love these kids as their own, and so. This goes to show, you know what I mean? These people are fucking amazing regardless. So kind of traumatic. Veronica says, funny how we have the same problem with workers. Yeah, it's a common thing all over the region here, Veronica. Marina Nimitz sends $2 and says she is now head nurse, by the way. Oh shit. Pamela from the who saved the babies, folks, is apparently head nurse now. Look, honestly, she deserves it. Like, that is a promotion that you kind of deserve. When you save 3 babies in the middle of an explosion, you know, you kind of deserve that. Okay, this trigger warning for this one. This is really fucked. Like, this just shows you the intensity. Like, these are people just shopping in a clothing shop. The amount of damage here that's going to happen, folks, is crazy. So, big trigger warning. You're not going to see any blood or anything like that, but you're not going to see these people anymore. They're literally going to disappear from the frame. So, they heard the first explosion. They're walking to see what's up. They're standing right by the glass. Trigger warning, everyone, please. You can't even see anyone. They've literally disappeared from the frame. Everyone was knocked the fuck back. Like, again, when I tell you, I was knocked, there was a wall behind me. That's what stopped me. But if there was no wall behind me, I don't know how far that shock, that wave would have smacked me back. These people just got fucking catapulted across the room. Again, we're going to watch it again. Trigger warning, folks. Trigger warning. So the explosion happened. Boom. My God, bro. CH says in the chat they get paid like $100 per month. Oh, fuck. I forgot to switch back. Sorry, guys. CH says that, yeah, the domestic workers in Lebanon are paid between as low as $100 a month. Imagine that for 30, and they have to, and they most of the time they live at home with the family that they're helping. They get to live in a tiny, small, cramped bedroom. They maybe get like 1 day off where they can leave, you know, 1 day a week. They're lucky to get like a cell phone, literally like things that we take for granted. Like, it's like a luxury to them. You get a cell phone. Here you go. You can call your family. It's super fucked. So yeah, and they can get paid like upwards of like, I guess, $200 to $300 a month, which is insane. Just insane. This is something that we talked about in the past when it happened. So I'm either like a year or two ago, I don't remember, but there was a movie called The Creator that came out. It was directed by Gareth Edwards, and they actually used footage of the Beirut blast in their fucking teaser trailer. Can you imagine that? So I'll show you. This is the footage. We're just gonna watch it on mute for a second. It's like a sci-fi movie. So this blast happens, and you see this right here. So this city getting kind of like fucked. That scene right there, that was, they took footage from the Beirut blast, and they like layered it with VFX to like make it look like a sci-fi city. It was literally real footage of a real city getting destroyed by a real bomb. Real people living in those apartments, those buildings that they're showing on screen, getting killed, getting injured, getting traumatized, and they used it for a VFX shot in a fucking movie, and I have refused to watch that fucking movie. I've never seen that fucking movie. And to their credit, the Corridor crew did a whole video about that, calling them out, which was very cool to see, and they brought it to my attention, actually. I don't know, I think I had seen it on Twitter first, but then the Corridor crew called them out.
It doesn't really seem that cool anymore.
Wait, what happened?
So yeah, let's see. I mean, I've reacted to this in the past, but let's watch a little bit of it again because it is very pertinent to talk about, especially now.
So we have an interesting show for you today because while we have some really cool clips, there's one clip that's maybe not a cool clip.
I mean, it's cool. Is that what we're looking for?
You want it to be cool, but it doesn't really seem that cool anymore.
Wait, what happened? We're gonna be taking a look at a bunch of Mission Impossible mask transitions today. It's so good.
That's smart.
They might have removed it. Did they remove it? Because they eventually... Oh no, there it is. There it is. The Beirut explosion. Here it is. Let's watch this segment. It's like 3 minutes. I think it's worth watching together.
They protected me.
Did you guys see the new trailer for The Creator?
I haven't. I've been avoiding it because I want to go in blind. Well, now you're gonna watch it.
So a Reddit user named BrokeBoyAdvanced caught this shot and pointed it out on the filmmakers subreddit.
Like yesterday? Because
Yeah.
this came out a day ago.
Yeah, like yesterday. I just want to see if you guys catch it and let's talk about it.
10 years ago today, the artificial...
So I've yet to see any of this trailer. I've been in full blackout mode.
Okay, not this shot.
Whoa, hold up.
Really cool.
Okay, pause.
Wait.
Did you see it?
No, I'm making this nuclear bomb video, and that's like the perfect B-roll.
Yeah, but go back again. The shot after the nuclear bomb shot.
That one?
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. Is that what we're looking for? Coolness? Because I found it.
Can we pause on it?
You want it to be cool, but then it doesn't really seem that cool anymore.
Wait, what happened?
What explosion does that look like in recent memory?
Oh, you're talking about Beirut.
Wait, they used the explosion from the actual footage of Beirut and composited it into.
How fucked is that? And I love their faces. I love their expressions. Like, they used actual... These guys are VFX artists, by the way. These guys work in visual effects. So what they do is they react to a bunch of footage and TV shows and movies and critique the VFX. They say whether they're good or not, etc. They're like, what the fuck? They use actual footage from an actual blast. So I love that, like, they're Americans. They live in, like, LA or something. They have nothing to do with this. And even they are like, that's kind of fucked up. Like, that's kind of fucked. So I like that, you know, peers in the VFX industry are like, we're calling that out and saying, like, that's not fucking cool.
Yeah.
I don't know about that
Wait,
one.
what do you mean?
Here's the movie frame. Here's a Beirut frame. Look at the lens flare across the cloud.
Yikes. I don't think that that's a good idea, though.
No. But you can literally see, like, behind the CGI futuristic buildings are the exact buildings.
So yeah, so there you go. This is the original shot. And they literally just overlaid it with, like, VFX. Let's make it look futuristic.
No. But you can literally see, like, behind the CGI futuristic buildings are the exact buildings. Like, you can see that little, like, yellowish building with, like, little top on it right next to that antenna.
Oh, that's just, don't do it, you know?
Yeah.
Yikes, man.
You got an emotional reaction, right? It's like
It felt very
it's
visceral.
yikes, right?
Yeah.
So, putting words to that, I'm gonna hold off on, like, judgment for the filmmakers for a second. Just for me, for my enjoyment of a movie, I want to go in and have fun. I want to watch things. I want to think these are cool.
Yeah.
And when it's actual footage from an actual tragedy, it's not cool anymore. I don't enjoy it. Whatever the filmmakers are wanting to do, like, I personally don't like it.
Yeah.
And it makes me not want to watch the film.
I kind of get you because, I mean, a lot of why we go to films is to escape reality and to just even know that under the surface of what are visual effects and really well done visual effects is actual devastation or suffering or death even. It just feels, it's upsetting, yeah.
Can you imagine? And apparently that scene didn't make it into the final cut of the movie. But, like, okay, that's fine. Points for that. The bar is so low at that point, but okay. But, like, you used it to promote the movie and to make it look cool, and then the trailer was like, go watch this movie, buy your tickets early. Look at this explosion. Like, it's still fucking sick. You know what I'm saying?
So not a good idea.
You know, some people brought up the question, like, what about reference and things like that? And, like, I think, like, when you're looking at tragedy or, like, footage of tragedy for reference, I think that's okay because, you know, you're looking at reality, you're understanding the world, right? And art is a process of understanding the world. But to use it as, like, stock footage in your shot, like, to exploit the footage of tragedy, especially when it's, like, kind of this recent still, maybe you're rushing to get a trailer out and you need a shot, but still it's like, oh, even, like,
Yeah,
that's...
there's no excuse. Like, again, if you want to watch the original footage and use it as inspiration to craft your shot, of course, you have to. Everyone looks at reference when you're creating, like, when makeup artists, if they want to make someone look like fucked up or like they got a bullet hole in them, they'll look at a real person that got shot and then they'll try to recreate it. You have to look at reference footage and then you recreate to make it as real as possible. I get it. Do that. Don't fucking show the whole fucking thing and just add CGI. Just add a couple of VFX makeup, essentially. You know what I mean? Over a building, touch it up a little bit and call it a day. To sell a fucking movie? Like, what the fuck, man?
Even worse in a way. You're advertising. You're like, oh, quick, let's just use that the tragic footage. Just we need something quick for our marketing. It's like, ugh. You know, maybe the filmmakers are trying to be like, we don't want it to hit. We want you to feel like the reality of these nukes going off. But, like, you got robots and, like, sci-fi buildings. It's just, it doesn't work for me. You know,
I totally get
it doesn't work for me. I'm curious what you guys think. You know, let us know in the comments. And
let's see if anyone replied. Let's see what the top comments are. Oh, fuck, that was mine. I completely forgot. I said I live in Beirut and survived the August 4th blast. So this was 2 years ago. I said, thank you for pointing this out, boys. I forgot I put this, I forgot I commented that. People are talking about Seymour Hoffman. Thank you for approaching the Beirut explosion the way you did. I like the sensitivity you talked about it. Actually, I did shoot footage and I'm quite shocked the filmmakers used my footage. Oh, he shot the footage. Damn, bro. That's crazy. Let's see what people told me in the replies. I'm curious. Same, glad you're all right. Got a good friend out there that wasn't far from it and was lucky to survive. Thank God for that, honestly. As someone who lived through it, how did you feel about this footage being used like this? Oh, I forgot. I did answer. Oh, nice. Okay, I forgot about that. I forgot I even put that comment. Madness says, it's morbid and distasteful, and sends another generous $5. Madness Arcade, you were too kind. Thank you so much. So yeah, this brings us to the end. Sorry, this went a bit long. I think this went longer than expected. I'm sorry, guys. It's hard to talk about this. It is important to talk about it. I don't think I'm going to do this every year. But this is the first year, I think the first August 4th, where we have a lot of new viewers that are coming in from abroad. So a lot of you aren't familiar with this. Obviously, my Lebanese audience knows this. Actually, you see the skateboard behind me right here. This has pieces of glass from my bedroom that are still embedded, just 2 like small pieces from my window when it smashed, and like they're in the TV. They're in the skateboard, and I've kept it. I've kept those pieces of glass in the skateboard just to remind me. My apartment in Beirut, I've since moved out, but we still had like my blood stains were like still like kind of on the walls and on the floors. We never cleaned them off for some reason. I don't think that was a healthy thing to do, but we kept them there. Shit like that, you know what I mean? I kept my shorts, the shorts that I was wearing that got a hole through them when I got cut. I kept those shorts. The poster that was behind me that was ripped, I still have that poster. I had some comics. I had some comic books up. That poster's still hanging in that apartment. I had some comic books up as like decoration. They have like, some of them have like some holes and some cuts in them. I still have all of that stuff. Also, that day, it kind of makes you realize what's important in your life. Like, I used to collect a lot of things. I had a lot of like just shit laying around the house. When the blast happened, I just remember thinking like, okay, what do I need? I grabbed my cash. I grabbed my passport. I grabbed my my laptop, some snacks. You know what I mean? And something else we won't talk about right now. But I was like, you know what? These are my essentials. And I like, at one point, I'm like, am I going to leave this place forever? Like, are we living through war? What is happening right now? But I remember being like, I'm okay with abandoning all of these things, all of my clothes, all of my books, all of my Blu-ray collection, my figurines, my whatever, all the shit I collect. I was like, this is all worthless to me right now. Where's my cat? I need money. I need some food. I need a laptop, something else as well. And let's get the fuck out of here. And so it also put things in perspective. I have since then really cut down on the amount of things that I buy. Like, I don't buy a lot. Like, I buy clothes. I buy things that I need, things for my boxing. Like, I'll buy boxing gloves, but I don't just buy like little Funko Pops anymore. I don't buy just little, I mean, except for the LaFufu, that was just for content, folks, forgive us. But like, just little knickknacks and just things that are going to get in the way if I need to run away from another explosion. I don't want that shit anymore, honestly. But it puts things in perspective. I'm just okay. I'm happy. I'm okay. Yeah. Enough talk about that. And thank you for everyone in your sweet messages. Thank you so much. Madness Arcade sends another 5 and says, whenever you do make your upscrolled account, post a casual video about it and tell the username so viewers can follow. We will. I'll be honest with you though, Madness, I'm literally just doing that for you because I hate getting on new social media, trying to get followers and stuff. Like, I'm glad with the ones I have, and I hate, I basically just use YouTube at this point. Okay, folks. And yes, but if you guys do want, download Upscrolled, folks. Madness swears by it. Stop donating, Madness. It's too much. Just enough. Keep your money. Veronica sends a hug emoji. Veronica, we love you so much. Very generous. Again, Veronica, you too, stop donating, guys. Just enjoy the show. Okay, what else is there? Okay, let's watch the trailer that Madness Arcade wants us to watch, and then we will move on to the next topic, which is Ethan Klein, Hasan, Noah Samsen. We're gonna have some fun, folks. We're gonna have some fun. Sorry about the heaviness. This had to be done. Okay, so Watermelon Pictures, Glass Worker, you said it was called, right? Let me look it up real quick. YouTube. Now that we're watching a trailer, we're definitely getting demonetized. Watermelon Pictures, Glass. Is that what you're saying? Okay, no. Watermelon Pictures. The Glass Worker. There we go, folks. Miyazaki style film by Watermelon Pictures. Let's watch the trailer.
I'll never forget.
In honor of Madness Arcade.
I'll never forget my first day in waterfront town when I first came upon the glassworks.
So this is a, did you say Pakistani production house? This is like a Pakistani film made in the art style of Miyazaki. I'm guessing the name Watermelon Film suggests that this is maybe a Palestinian production company. You know what I mean? They're going to highlight minority voices.
I'll never forget my first day in waterfront town when I first came upon the glassworks. Some may call it destiny.
How can glasses and bottles be made from this?
One day, I'll make you something really, really good, I promise.
I'm going to be a great violinist.
Who invited you to the recital?
Elisa Marno, the Colonel's daughter.
How can someone like him be invited anyway? Him.
This really does look like a Miyazaki film. And like the voice acting, look, don't get mad at me, folks. When I watch anime, I watch dubbed a lot of the time because, look, if I'm watching a movie, I'll watch it in Japanese. I'll watch subs, not dubs. But if I'm watching like an anime series, okay, I gotta be looking down a lot, so I can't be just reading subtitles the whole time. So I am a believer in dubs. I'm a fan of dubs.
Father.
These people and their war, they all look down on us.
Their parents should know better.
My father is a brave man. I would do anything to make him happy.
You'll be an army wife, just like your mother.
I'm not going
Madness Arcades.
to marry anyone.
Let me speak to Elise.
What can you be thinking, son? Her father would shut us down. That's what the military do.
I've lost her because of this war.
Papa, please don't go.
Be my brave girl now.
Is this set in Pakistan or is this set in like some fantasy country or something?
I miss you, Vincent. Without art and music, what do we have in this world full of conflict and war?
Looks pretty dope. Looks pretty beautiful, guys. Looks pretty beautiful. Rahul says subs best. I know, guys. Subs will always be better. But, you know what I mean? A man's busy sometimes. I gotta look down and do shit with my hands. Madness Arcade says, last donation. You should post the trailer reaction as a separate clip so it gets its own attention and not buried by the algorithm, by the stream. Nour, you hear that? Madness is telling you what to do. And Madness sends $5 and says, yes, stop it, Madness. That's it. No more. You paid $5 just to type yes, Madness. What is this madness? Keeker Garden. Wait, I can't see your whole name anymore. What's, go to channel. I need to get your full name. Keeker Garden Sailor Moon. There we go. Sorry, I couldn't see your full name for some reason. How's it going, Keeker Garden? Sends $5 Canadian. We love, nous aimons le Canada, nos frères. I don't know if are you French Canadian or English Canadian? Feeling burnt out, and I've been too busy to catch lives or be on Discord. Chat for support, super chat for support, and also to send solidarity and love to everyone. Bon courage. Oh, French Canadian. You answered my question right at the end. Well, thank you so much, Keeker Garden. That's very sweet. Keeker Garden, Sailor Moon, dubs in the chat for such a sweet message. You're all so sweet. I love you all. And I would only speak of this August 4th because I'm comfortable with you guys. Okay, I wouldn't talk about this to like a bunch of strangers. And you are technically strangers, but I mean, you know what I mean. We got this whole parasocial thing going. Get a little glimpse of Maki. But I mean, I share this because I trust you guys. And I just want you guys to know what we've been through here, okay? That was the whole point of this, of us expanding into Americans, was us sharing a little bit of our experience, our lived experience here in Lebanon, in our side of the world. And yeah, we love and appreciate you. Madness says they have a streaming service called Watermelon Plus. Okay, very cool. You hear that, everyone? Watermelon Plus. Let me add that to my notes, actually. You see? I listened to you, Madness Arcade. Watermelon Plus. Here we go. Okay, couple of things that we want to talk about, and then we will get to the Hasan stream. And is anyone still interested in the Bassem Youssef interview? Because it is, I am fucking late to that, but, you know. I'm interested. Before we get to that, Israelis acting unhinged again, folks. This is Stand With Us on Twitter. This ain't Texas, it's Tel Aviv, folks. Stand With Us fellowship alumna Amit Hasan brings a touch of country to the beach, mixing line dancing and good vibes under the Tel Aviv sun. Just another way Israel keeps it interesting. And if you'll notice, I'm using my southern accent because these people, folks, she got a cowboy hat on. This is as American as you get in the streets of Tel Aviv, folks. You want a taste of the Middle Eastern culture? You want a taste of the Middle East? Go do line dancing in Tel Aviv with a bunch of Americans. Bunch of Americans who are all going to get skin cancer because their skin wasn't made for this. Oh, you know. There's country line dancing in Tel Aviv, folks. Yeah, let's go bomb some kids. Oh yeah. Our husbands are serving right now, and this is like the fucked up version of Army Wives. You know what I mean? Wasn't that Lifetime show Army Wives for y'all Americans? Well, this is Israeli Army Wives. We're doing line dancing in Tel Aviv while we starve children to death. Oh yeah, look at that. I signed 2 petitions this week to block baby formula from reaching kids because I don't want to feed the next generation of a mouse. Yeehaw! Look at that. Look at that. So there was this tweet that I really connected with. Antifa Ultras quote tweeted it and said, Tel Aviv and Gaza are 70 kilometers apart. Israel has killed around 70,000 people. I think it's over 200,000 at that point, but sure, let's go with 70,000. Continues daily bombings and tries to starve 2 million people to death under blockade. They dance as if nothing happened and proudly share it. I saw another quote tweet being like, this is the zone of interest. And this is exactly like Ethan Klein being like, Tel Aviv is great. I have a great lived-in experience in Tel Aviv. It's so multicultural and fun. Yeah, but what was the cost? What was the price? What is the price to pay? Palestinians are paying with their blood for you guys to do line dancing in Tel Aviv as if nothing's fucking happening. Like, how can you starve children and fucking dance in the street, bro? I don't fucking know what to say about these crazy ass people. Let me just scroll up and see if I missed it. Sorry, folks. I'm on my own here. I gotta keep up with them super chats all alone. And you guys are being extra generous, so there's a lot of stuff that I could miss. JW sends $5. He says, hey, Anthony, I asked Sean the Black on his stream if he would do a gaming stream with you, and he said, yes, I would love to see this collab. Oh, fuck yeah. I actually want to reach out to Sean the Black for something else. I mentioned that I'm working with a couple of you guys, a couple of you awesome viewers here, Harley and Haley, on putting together a small fundraiser in the middle of the month, hopefully to help Mohsen and help a lot of these Palestinian families. So I want to contact anyone I consider a friend of the show, and Sean the Black is on that list. If you can pop in a little bit on the show, on the stream, I'm still trying to figure it all out, but I would love to Sean the Black is awesome. I would love to meet with Sean and play with Sean video games, folks. Play video games. Stop it. What is happening here? But that's very sweet. Thank you so much for JW. That's very cool of you. Friend of the show, Sean the Black, folks. Friend of the show. Okay. Now that we've done that, we're getting to Ethan. You fiends, all you Ethan fiends, folks. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay, we talked about the Israelis dancing. That's okay, so Ethan has threatened BadEmpanada. That's kind of crazy. His threats, I mean, look, we all know BadEmpanada can handle himself, but this is kind of crazy. Ethan had that on his Instagram stories. He says, BadEmpanada is on the run. He knows we are closing in. We suspected he had fled back to Australia, but upon further research and verification, he has actually fled to Uruguay. This information is probably shocking for him to hear, as he went to great lengths to obscure his escape from Argentina to Uruguay. By the way, I have no idea if any of this is true. As far as I can tell, BadEmpanada is streaming from the same location he'd been streaming at. There's just white walls behind him. He already streams from a very undisclosed looking or random location. He could already be in an underground bunker. Doesn't matter. But the level of stalkingness, Ethan Klein is stalking his every move, looking at his travel history. What are you tracking, his planes or something, dude? That's how much money are you spending on private investigators to do this? George, if you ever decide to return to Australia, we will be immediately notified and a torrent of lawsuits will follow. So he's trying to make it seem like as soon as he lands in Australia, the airport security is going to call Ethan Klein's lawyer, the West Bank settler, and be like, hey, Mr. Ram Bam Nassim, whatever his name is, BadEmpanada is here. Please, we're going to arrest him for you. So yeah, apparently when he lands in Australia, he's going to have a bunch of lawsuits. You are easy to get in Australia, which is why you're doing everything to avoid returning. I know you also enjoy participating in sugar daddy websites. And while you may barely qualify for the label in South America, you are just a repulsive broke loser in Australia. Now, look, I don't know what the fuck he's talking about the sugar daddy websites, but as someone who has been watching a lot of 90 Day Fiancé recently, and by the way, just a quick offshoot. There's an episode of there's a season of Before the 90 Days where one of the contestants comes to Lebanon, folks. Can you imagine me and Demi's reaction when they're like, we got to go to Lebanon? So this American girl, just quick, 2 seconds. This American girl called Avery, I think her name was Avery, she converts to Islam, and then she meets this Syrian guy on a Muslim dating app. But because he's in Syria, and when they filmed that, there was a civil war going on, they decide to meet in Lebanon. So folks, in between 2016 to 2020, I'm not sure when the season was filmed, but Trump was president because they keep talking about the Muslim ban. They were filming Before the 90 Days in Lebanon, and I was not aware, folks. I need to conclude the season. I need to see if they're still in Lebanon, folks. I want to bring Avery and her Syrian husband onto the show to interview them. I don't even know if they're together still, bro. or if they went to Syria, whatever the fuck happened. But the fact that they were filming before the 90 days here in Lebanon, folks, and the shots that they used, though, I'm sorry, like they tried to make Lebanon look like really like just like fucked up and shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that bad, folks. It's pretty nice over here. Anyways. So yeah, a lot of people try to meet like Ukrainian women on websites, and like they always like, there's this guy, oh my God, he's gone to Mexico. I'm gonna stop talking about that. He went to Mexico, folks, and she's not even there. Like he bought tickets and he rented a whole fucking vacation and a hotel room, and she fucking ditched him. 5 years he tried to meet her. There's this other guy, 7 years. Anyways, back to BadEmpanada. Yeah, he says that he spends time on sugar daddy websites. Look, whatever, man. If he wants to spend time on sugar daddy websites, who cares? Okay? And plus, you can't trust anything Ethan says. He's saying that he's in Uruguay. Who the fuck knows? He's saying that he's tracking all of his movements. That's probably not true. He's saying as soon as that he lands in Australia, he's going to be notified and he's going to be hit with lawsuits. Who the fuck knows if that's true? That's most likely not true. Ethan is just trying to act tough on social media and on Instagram stories where no one can reply to him. Then he says, why am I telling you all this? So he looks over his shoulder every day. We are coming and we will win. These all sound like vague threats. So he looks over his shoulder every day. Like, I'm sure BadEmpanada can use this in a lawsuit against Ethan Klein. And I hate the fact that we're talking lawsuits, but it's fucking YouTube and everyone's like fucking threatening everyone with fucking lawsuits. But like, yeah, you want him to look over his shoulder? That seems pretty threatening to me. Like, you're basically wanting the guy to not feel safe and to always feel scared and stressed and worried for his life. This, to me, I'll be honest, sounds like you're kind of threatening the guy's life. And then you say, we are coming and we will win. So when you put the two sentences together, so he looks over his shoulder every day. We are coming. And up here he says, we are closing in. Just fucking say you want to kill him, Ethan. Jesus fucking Christ, man. What is this? Fucking insane. Hermio Toro says, sugar daddy websites, I am in the coffin. I know, right? I don't know what they're called. Like, they're called Ukrainian Cupid. I don't know what the fuck they're called. One of them literally like you, but and you have to pay to use the website because that's, again, all from 90 Day Fiance, folks. I don't know any of this shit. Like, apparently you have to pay the website to automatically translate because these Ukrainian women don't speak English, apparently. So every time you send a chat, you have to pay to, like, chat with the person, and they send them gifts and money, and it's just so sad. It's just so sad. Okay, so that's BadEmpanada. We support you. Friend of the show, BadEmpanada, the good empanada, folks. The best empanada. Driving Ethan insane. Single-handedly with a CPS merch. And Ethan also, just like he's just been going again on a Hasan rant. These are just 3 random stories. He attributes anything to Hasan, anything that happens related to Palestine. Like, so Hamas released a video of an Israeli hostage like digging a grave, and they're trying to do it like, look, we're making him dig his own grave because essentially they're saying that like Israel is killing him. You know, they're killing him slowly, so we're making him dig his own grave, etc. Whatever the fuck. Ethan, and it's a fucked up video, sure. Ethan says Hamas, on behalf of their international spokesperson, like Hasan Piker, they sure aren't doing it for the people of Gaza who will only suffer. Like, he sees a video of a hungry Israeli hostage, and the first thing that comes to his mind is Hasan Piker. How can I make this about Hasan and myself? How can I make this into content for YouTube? Views are down, and the iDubbbz and Anissa videos aren't getting the views they were. Oh, someone asked earlier, sorry, I missed their live. Veronica says people have lost their minds here. It makes me puke. Thank you. Someone asked earlier, and I missed the live chat, and I'm sorry I couldn't give you. Someone asked if I'm going to fuck. I just forgot what I was gonna say as well. It was a question. Oh, someone asked if I was gonna watch the iDubbbz video. I don't remember who said it, but they sent $2 and asked it, and I don't know if I read it on stream. I'm not going to watch it on this stream. I just saw that it came out. We will try to watch it maybe some other time. But yeah, I did see that iDubbbz made a video about immigration. I can't remember who sent in that message. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'll try to look at it on my phone later, and I'll be able to give you a shout out. But if I move my phone now, it might disconnect the internet. But to whoever asked, reveal yourself in the chat without paying. Reveal yourself to be the person who sent the live chat asking about the iDubbbz video. I just want to say your name, and everyone repeat his name in case I miss it. So Ethan, right here, obsessed with Hasan. Instead of focusing on this poor hostage, like, look at what Hasan is doing. So yeah, and then, sorry, what else was there? I think I have another picture. What happened? What happened here? Oh, there's this thing too. He shared this other video of the hostage, and he says Hamas is doing Israel's propaganda for them. Since we're trying everything to stop the killing, have we suggested Hamas surrender? People like Hasan Piker want the people of Gaza to pay with their own blood so we can continue to profiteer off of tragedy. He's lost his brain, bro. As if Hasan only talks about Israel or Palestine. Like, bro. Anyways, he's going crazy. He's losing his mind. And then he shares like an article about Ahmad Fuad al-Khatib wrote for The Atlantic. He says, go ahead and read the article on stream and let the... So Greg J. Stokes, this is like so many quote tweets. So Ahmad Fuad al-Khatib, Ethan's, favorite token Arab, wrote an article called Hamas Wants Gaza to Starve. And he says, and Greg J. Stoker says, the Palestinian who wrote this travesty has a master's in intelligence studies from American University and has written pieces for the Washington Institute of Near East Policy, a think tank founded by AIPAC in 1985. Hasan quote tweets that and says, so the only Palestinian voice Ethan Klein had on his Hasbara podcast wrote an article defending Israel after the world finally woke up to the famine it created. For a guy who loves to call all anti-Zionist Jews tokens, he sure loves using Israel's Arab-Palestinian collaborators. And now Ethan replies and says, go ahead and read the article on stream and let the audience judge. It's extremely critical of Israel. The part, of course, that bothers you is that it's also critical of your friends and allies in Hamas. Madness says they have other trailers too, including a biopic from Hamid Asaf. React to that on stream. Damn. And don't forget to sub to them also. Last one for realsies. Madness, we will block you from the chat if you send any more money. JW has just become a member of the Do Not Warriors of the channel. JW, thank you so much. Very sweet of you. Welcome to the family. Anyways, I did load up Ahmad Fuad al-Khatib's article to read. I'm a bit like, I've been talking a lot, so let's watch a bit of Hasan's video. Hasan and Noah talking about Ethan, reacting to Ethan, and then we will maybe read the Ahmad Fuad al-Khatib interview article. What do you guys think? And we might not read it at all, folks, honestly, because fuck him. And we know what he's going to say. He's going to use all the talking points. Free Palestine from Hamas.
She hasn't even said this, but if Ethan and her...
By the way, friend of the show, Noah Samsen. He invited us on his fundraiser stream. Very nice of him. Very nice to have him on. Zephyr, welcome. You're not late. Nugzolato sends another $2 and says, BadEmpanada compares Ethan's habit to Javier Milei. Which habit? His habit? Madness, I see you. Got it. Thank you, Madness. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to block you, but like just save your money, man. Jesus. Unless you're like crazy rich, but like even I don't want that. Just chill. Thank you, sir. You've been extremely generous today, seriously, and you've been very helpful to the channel. So we love you very much, Madness. And sorry if I'm slower than other people in doing things. Anyways, folks, so Hasan had Noah Samsen, who has been threatened by Ethan Klein for lawsuits, and who did a massive fundraiser just a couple of months ago, raised like $400,000 for Palestine. Fucking awesome. Was invited on Hasan's broadcast, and they spent some time together, I guess, talking about Ethan, reacting to some stuff. Let's see what they talked about. Let's enjoy. Let's see these two bros talking it out. Javier Milei tried to sue 3 journalists. Oh my God. Okay. That's what he's doing.
Were actually...
Politics says, so don't save your money if you're a crazy rich. Yes, if you're crazy rich, please, enjoy it. Go nuts in the super chat. But if you're like a regular person, folks, save your money, okay? Life is hard. You work hard for your money,
Pro-Palestine, they would try to use that position. But until that point, oh, you're an actual... Like by, her husband's own logic. She's that has never repented and done anything, not even in a vindictive way, but in a you have sway over people's opinions.
Haley, I'm not going to block him. I was just kidding. We love all our members. And Madness is an extra VIP. So folks, let's see what they had to say about Ethan. Ethan's been going off on these guys. I don't think they've said anything about him in a while, so.
Okay. In any case, I wanted to briefly get into this, but I guess BadEmpanada also has a take on the pro-Israel grifters and the slop tubers.
Ooh, this is the second channel?
I don't know, but so the reason...
Let me know if the volume is okay, guys. We're going to be watching this we're going to watch it at 125 speed. We might watch the whole thing. Depends how fun it is.
the reason why we're covering this for a lot of people who say like, oh, dude, like this is just drama. I totally understand why you think it is, but there is at this point like millions and millions of views that have come from these slop tube content creators in defense of Israel, even if they don't directly say that they're pro-Israel, even if they sometimes say they're anti-Israel, okay? Or even if they say what Israel's...
That's what's so deceptive about it, and that's what Hasan is right about. Like, Ethan and Ela portrayed themselves as, we're so pro-Palestinian. I donated $6,000 to Palestine, and we're pro-Palestine this, pro-Palestine that. But they keep justifying the fucking genocide. You know what I mean? Like, Ethan, like, basically talking about the hostages. The starved hostage. Like, just if Israel stops bombing Palestinians, bro, no one would be starving. Palestinians or your Israeli hostages, man.
Doing it, if they spend... we all have a finite amount of time on this planet, and certainly as content creators, we all have a limited amount of time to make an impact. If you're using all of that time to attack...
Folks, pee break. I'll be right back, but I'm going to keep Hasan, who's not going to sue me for copyright, by the way, so thank you, Hasan. Love you, buddy. I'll be right back.
The pro-Palestinian side as aggressively as possible and never reserve even a fraction of that animosity towards the actual responsible party here, Israel, then you're not pro-Palestine. You're just not. You are a coward who is pro-Israel, but too ashamed to openly say you're pro-Israel. Sure hoping your time here is finite law. I mean, we're all going to die, chatter.
Wait,
myself included.
It was your birthday a few days ago, right?
Yeah, I'm 34 now. I'm
yeah, so, you know, keep doing what you're doing.
Seen a bunch of drama YouTubers defend Israel just because they don't like one guy has made me lose a lot of faith in humanity. I think it's not necessarily just that a bunch of drama YouTubers defended Israel because they wanted to attack one guy and thought this was a great way to farm clicks and do drama. It's the fact that there are plenty of people in those audiences that didn't go, this seems weird. This feels like you're just attacking this guy because you hate this guy. You're using this as like a point of drama.
Well,
like
part of it is they don't have a lot of them, and I would venture to say
audiences that
they don't have the
exist that make me
context.
sad.
They don't have the context when you say a clip of, it doesn't matter if
محسن, we got محسن in the chat, folks. محسن يعطيك العافية بنحبك. إن شاء الله أنت وعائلتك بخير. محسن نحن عم نشتغل لك على شيء لنص الشهر يا محسن. فكون بفتكر الكلمة صبير معنا. أعطينا شوية وقت وإن شاء الله بنص هالشهر نقدر نساعدكم. ومحسن يعطيكم العافية وكل أهل فلسطين ونحن بنحبكم كلكم. Thank you for being here, Mohsen. W's in the chat for Mohsen, folks. And join us. I was just telling Mohsen we're going to do a fundraiser in the middle of the month, hopefully. We're working on it. I don't want to fuck it up. We get one chance to do a good little fundraiser, so I want to make sure I make the best video I can. So we're just going to take our time just to make sure that it's going well. بس محسن كتير بنحبك.
Happened on October 7th. That doesn't change the dynamic that Palestinians shouldn't be subjected. When they take the first part and then they make a whole 20-minute video about...
Yes, I washed my hands. Mauricio, of course, Jesus.
How you love, even though all you were saying was Palestine should be free and not, then of course people are gonna, you know, come to a less informed conclusion, especially when they are slop tuber audiences where they don't have the context. And I think like that's why a lot of times taking the opportunity to provide more context, helpful thing to do with those people. But at the end of the day, they, you know, I think drama as like a category. It doesn't really adequately cover what we're talking about here, because we're talking about creators talking about other creators, but there's a lot of undergirding political issues that drama doesn't suffice if you're just, because it gives a sort of a tone that you're just talking about another creator for the sake of talking about them.
Yeah.
When they are doing drama content in the sort of what's the word, format that they've always used, but they're also defending it with it by only attacking anti-advocates. So yeah, it's I hope that their audiences at the very least, like as the attitude around this shifts as more and more people come to that recognition. I hope that people in their audiences at the very least, like even if they still hate me or hate you or whoever right, they still at least like arrive at the correct position inevitably. That's why I'm more I guess I'm more open-minded about people who are like, oh, now it clicked for me, right? Like the average person online that has
Robibi, who's been a member for 4 months, says, I love that Noah is keeping the two-tone look. Yeah, he did that on the charity stream. And one, Justine Screen, I believe, gave him, who watches the show, gave him instructions on how to like dye his hair. So that was kind of funny.
Only now come to this conclusion. I have a lot less smoke for them than I do for politicians, for example. And my only expectation from those people My only expectation from those people that come to the conclusion, the correct interpretation of events.
My hands are clean. Stop saying pee hands, folks.
Is doing it, and it is perfectly valid, both legally and morally, to resist against these people. That they don't do this wishy-washy, but, you know, I only came to this conclusion late because the left was too aggressive.
Let's skip a little bit.
State of Israel that you claim to think is a free and open place, what Israel is doing. You don't show that. On your stories, you don't show that. You just attack.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
None
I know
of this,
they react to stories at
but
some
all the people
point.
resisting against it are also bad and scary because they're
like, the history books will reflect poorly upon these people, which is absolutely true. But it gets to a point where people are more focused on the fact that people are wrong and kind of bad people, which is true, for supporting it rather than, I guess, wanting it to end and wanting to do whatever we can to do that.
Like, I'll give you an example, okay? Mudahar. If Mudahar came out 10 toes down tomorrow and was like, Israel, free Palestine, you know, he doesn't even need to say he was wrong in the past. Like, it would be nice if he did. It would be nice if he apologized to all the people that he smeared just so he could farm content off of it. I would literally be like, all right, good. You know, great. None of this like wishy-washy, it's a agenda, but all the people resisting against it are also bad and scary because they're Muslim.
Dude,
like,
Ethan Klein, if you're, clip this. Ethan Klein, if you're watching, spend one day on your Instagram stories, just one day, or like through every other Instagram story about Hasan, post a photo of a starving kid in Gaza. Post a video from Bassem, or post a video from a bombing that just happened, and show us what this state of Israel that you claim to think is a free and open place, what Israel is doing. You don't show that. On your stories, you don't show that. You just...
Exactly. Ethan spends his time saying that he's pro-Palestine, but all he does is criticize pro-Palestinian supporters. And you see, Hamas is basically forcing Israel's hand to starve them because they're starving this Israeli hostage. So I guess we need to starve them. It's like, what the fuck are you saying, bro? Like, stop sharing this shit. Have they ever talked about victims other than Israeli victims? Or the only time they talk about Arab victims is when either Iran, when Iran was attacking Israel, if they like accidentally killed Arabs, that's when Ethan and Ela will be upset. Oh, these poor Arabs were attacked by Israel. Oh my God. Or like if Hamas fires a rocket into Israel and it accidentally like hits a Muslim's house or like an Arab person's house. Oh, then they'll talk about those Arab victims who were in Israel who got like accidentally hit. That's the only time like they'll talk about Arab victims when it's convenient for them just to talk shit about like Hamas and Palestine and Gaza.
Attack people because you have your own gripes. Whatever, you can do that. But at least one story, 2 stories a day, not pro-Israel propaganda. I saw Hila like a post from a pro-Israel propagandist. That's pretty crazy.
Hen Mazik?
Yeah, Hen Mazik about the starvation denial.
That's their favorite. That's their favorite content creator.
Post every day. Post a few of them, right? And see what happens from there. Like just do that.
Start peppering in some anti-Israel sentiment, please.
I'm not even saying this vindictively or for any reason other than you have a huge platform of people that could see this, and that I think it's framed a lot of times by that crowd as like gore porn, which is kind of crazy. Yeah. They're just like, oh, I don't want to see that. Yeah, they said, like a thumbnail of mine.
Someone said he read 20 minutes ago. Shut it up.
Yeah, Ethan called the footage that was coming out from Gaza as, but he didn't call it gore porn. He said it was like poverty porn or like misery porn. Like he called it, like, bro, again, these people are desperately putting out this footage of them dying or starving or like their dead fucking relatives' corpse, bro, just to fucking get some sympathy and some attention from the world, bro. Again, so for Ethan, all this misery porn, you're just upset that it's making Israel look bad, and you're just upset that it's making people like you, who like still talk about Israel in a positive way and want to visit Israel to show us how multicultural Tel Aviv is. It makes you feel kind of ashamed deep down, you know what I mean? But he can't come out and say it because his wife is Israeli and then his whole family is Israeli and shit like that. But like, you know what I mean?
So at a certain point,
so he's doing the opposite.
At a certain point, with some people, you have to say, you know, appealing to humanity isn't going to work. It's not going to work. And
let's see.
We don't need to spend any time.
This is my first time looking at his stories.
Oh wow!
Holy shit!
Oh, there we go. They're seeing his stories. Nozalato sends another $2 and says, and Ethan didn't listen. He defended Jacob Berger. Damn. Yeah, Ethan will defend anyone, bro. He's like literally reposting like white supremacists on his story. Let me just move myself here so you guys can. Can you see me? Okay, there we go. But now you guys can't see Hasan, but like that's not my fault. That's his screen. He's cut out of his own screen.
So many stories, bro.
Oh yeah,
that's so many stories. What is this? Does this recognize this individual? I don't know what's going on here.
I think
so. These are like 2 anti-Semitic dudes that like apparently walked up to Harley at like some kind of a party and were like, "Hey, you're Jewish. You're a piece of shit."
Does anyone recognize the individual from Montreal? My Jewish friend.
The burger guy that was a fighter, Harley Morrison. He went to a concert and people said some anti-Semitic stuff to him, or they called him something. And then
I don't know who these fucking.
It's like a burger guy. I like how Noah just referred to Harley as the burger guy.
Random guy that's like an anti-Semite or something, or like some kind of.
Oh, this is like a random. Oh yeah, what is the difference between a fat kid and a Jew? They both had time. What?
See, like that's an anti-Semite.
I dedicate this. Wait, what? I'm mentioned here. I dedicate this convo to Hasan Piker, iDubbbz, and Anisa, who insist that I'm hallucinating anti-Semitism. This is a very persistent hallucination.
Yeah, like you see, so again, dude, he's fucking obsessed with Hasan. So this random anti-Semitic guy walks up to another Jewish person that Ethan knows, Harley Morrison, and calls him, you're a piece of, says something completely anti-Semitic to him, and then Ethan again instantly thinks of Hasan. You say it's Hasan's fault, and Anisa and iDubbbz who say that I'm imagining anti-Semitism. No one said that you're imagining anti-Semitism. The problem was that you're only focused on the rise in anti-Semitism and what's happening to like Jewish people living safely in America, rather than talk about the devastation happening in Palestine. That's the problem. No one is denying the rise in anti-Semitism. And also, you shouldn't deny Israel's direct role and responsibility in the rise of anti-Semitism, bro. Their actions around the world, in Gaza, with the Star of David plastered on their flag, on their tanks. They are literally Mohsen's home that was destroyed. There's a fucking graffiti of a Star of David in his apartment that was destroyed. They literally cut people up. They cut their faces and they carve Stars of David on their cheeks, on their foreheads, in their head, bro, on their bodies. What are we talking about here, man?
No, that's an anti-Semitic post. Ethan, you know how that's an anti-Semitic post. What's that got to do with him? What does that got to do with him? When people say you're hallucinating anti-Semitism, it's when you call...
doesn't like me.
Robibi just gifted 5 Do Not Worry memberships. Robibi, thank you so much. That's very sweet of you.
Either, dumbass.
Oh, no. One thing I was looking at is like, if you go back through your videos, the only person that's like criticizing Fuentes consistently for the last 6 years is you, and other streamers in this zone are like hanging out with him and stuff.
Yeah.
It's like this anti-Semitism accusation is not borne out by the facts, other than the facts you spin off of a, out of context clip.
Hamas on behalf of their international...
Oh, it's Hamas.
He's doing the thing. Hamas on behalf of international spokespersons like Hasan Piker, they sure aren't doing it for the people of Gaza who will only suffer worse from further provocation. Has Hasan ever suggested that Hamas surrender?
Yeah, so this guy's... Okay, yeah.
He reposted...
So Hasan has suggested, and if Hasan suggests it, will it, miraculously end the genocide?
Hen Mazik.
Just surrender, bro. Israel will...
Dude, this guy literally
leave.
thinks I'm Hamas.
Gaza.
Like, I think he genuinely thinks that, like, I have control over this situation. This is insane to like take a ongoing and actively turn it back to like your own personal distaste for your former podcast co-host because he made you feel bad when he was gently trying to explain to you that you can't call like Jewish Voice for Peace capos. Like if he had listened to me in October 2023, okay, and respected me and wasn't so and a massive piece of shit, he wouldn't be in this situation right now.
Bro, it's crazy that this has been happening since October 2023. This fucking beef, like, it has been happening in parallel with the fucking genocide. Oh my lord, bro.
Wouldn't be looking like a 40-year-old man who just cannot comprehend that this is beyond him and myself. Okay? It is crazy. But it's also insane because there's so many people that literally think that this person is actually still invested in like the emancipatory needs of Palestinians. This is just not the case. Like this is an incredibly selfish, incredibly self-centered person.
I mean, it's just insane to say you're
like he just keeps saying Hasan Piker
and only use talking points that propagate the genocide. Whatever he said about Hamas owning the hostages is the line from Israel. The official line. It's the official state-sanctioned U.S. weapons shipment sanctioned line to justify a genocide. Just return the hostages and we'll stop. No, you won't. Of course you won't. That's not true. That's never been true. And they don't.
That's been offered many times. Returning the hostages is not gonna do shit. Literally,
they don't want the hostages.
Hamas has literally set conditions of surrender 1,000,000 times. The last round of ceasefire negotiations. This is just like objectively untrue.
This is misinformation. Like,
okay,
literally.
You are spreading misinformation at the behest of Israel while simultaneously claiming that you're an ally of Palestinians.
Madness Arcade. What did I tell you, Madness? He says, reminder, it's called The Idol. React to it, please, not to be confused with the hated TV show. I got you. Let me write down The Idol. I'm going to keep listening to Hasan in the background, folks.
Okay. I don't understand what this man disagrees with Benjamin Netanyahu or with Israel in general. If he's saying that, like, Hamas is doing Israel's propaganda for them since we're trying everything to stop the killing and we suggest that Hamas surrender. Are you stupid? That's literally the #1 thing that Israel defenders have been saying since October 9. Yes, Hamas has openly stated that they want to, on October 10th, 2023, they said they would release all hostages if Israel...
Madness, I didn't miss it. I saw it. I just took a mental note. Try to get a refund for this one. I saw it.
doesn't invade the Gaza Strip. Since then, they have put forth more than 40 different proposals where they've talked about a hostage swap for both the prisoners of war that Hamas has currently, which are the remaining hostages, or prisoners of war, they're Israeli military, they're IDF people.
It's just kind of cool seeing all this Ethan stuff. I mean, you know, it's gotten really annoying and boring at this point, but like at least it's still bringing cool creators together. Like how cool is it to have Noah and Hasan together, streaming together, bro, and like in person? It's fucking awesome.
They have in captivity still, in exchange for Hamas, or not Hamas, sorry, in exchange for Palestinians that are in administrative detention, 10,000 plus Palestinians that are in administrative detention, 2,000 more of them that Israel has actually kidnapped since October 7, specifically so they can use them as a bargaining chip. And Hamas has said a million times over that they would disband, that they would allow the Gaza Strip to be controlled by a technocratic committee. Over and over and over again, Benjamin Netanyahu and his team have said no to this proposal because they do not want the what is this? Hold on.
Little Kaya.
Someone's just trying to...
We got someone cuter than Kaya over here, folks. We got little Maki over here. You think Kaya's the shit? Maki's got his own camera. Kaya got his own fucking camera. Let's go check in on him. Oh. That sweet little Maki, folks. I wish like my mic was working over there. You can hear me while I was petting him. Oh, little Maki. Raise his little head. His little head. Natuti, I don't know where his Natuti is, folks. Nata is like walking around the house somewhere. She's chilling away from Maki. Madness Arcade says, can you refund it? I don't know how to do that. We'll try to figure it out. I really don't know how. Can I refund it? Guys, how can I refund a channel activity? Remove, put user in timeout. Well, there's no button to refund you right now. I'm gonna put you in a timeout, Madness. I'm kidding. Here, Madness, write 5 more chats and I'll read them all for free. Don't spend any more money. Okay. Back to this, folks.
Sell shit.
You don't want to qualify home loan?
Okay. It was just, let's just, no.
You sure?
Yeah, all right.
Can someone chat GPT how to refund someone's super chat?
Oh, $110 million home loan, please. Just kidding.
In any case, people like Hasan Piker want the people of Gaza to pay with their own blood so we can continue to profiteer off the tragedy is so stupid. Okay.
I came in.
Yeah, folks, we all want the genocide to continue, to keep making videos talking about a genocide. Like, who still wants to talk about this, bro? Who still wants to talk about dead kids? Who wants to relive this nightmare and this horror day in and day out, bro? I would much rather talk about a free Palestine and how they're building new schools and highlight some positive fucking things for a change. You know what I'm saying? But if people like you are going to make money supporting Israel, then there's got to be someone to counteract that, bro. You know what I mean? There's got to be someone to fight that shit.
With the intention today to try and avoid talking about people like this. But when we got
I thought we were doing slop tubers.
Oh, yeah. I mean, specifically, I guess, yeah, he's one of the slop tubers, and we can. I don't know. It's just like, I think before talking about it, just establishing the fact that, like, there's a focus, a hyperfixation from that community, but also from people that are pro-Palestine on what these people are saying and doing, and what they're not saying and doing. And when they spread propaganda, that should be focused on, but it needs to be placed in the bigger context of what's happening rather than just this guy is a Zionist freak that's supporting a genocide. It's like, he is, but so is the U.S. government, and so is like a lot of the public, and that's the problem. He is not the problem. He's the, he's the.
Isn't there an H3 episode today? What's their main topic today? Madness Arcade says super chat purchases on YouTube are generally non-refundable. If you made an unauthorized super chat purchase, you can report the unauthorized charge. To do so, you'll need to go to the Google account. No ChatGPT, folks. I take it back. Don't use ChatGPT. It is bad for the environment. All AI is horrible.
his actions are the result of this broader system. But when he says shit, like when he's doing propaganda, like obviously we should talk about it.
But when someone says like, I'm a stalwart ally of Palestinians,
that's the big thing, right?
But
Saying you're an ally.
That makes me so mad because it's like, I'm a stalwart ally of Palestinians. I spend every waking moment attacking other pro-Palestine content creators, demanding that they get deplatformed, sue them for ridiculous shit, try to silence them over and over again, spend every waking moment having my sizable audience attack them, no matter where they are, literally spam like media hits that they do, and try to get them to be deplatformed or at least like have be blackballed. Basically, it's not even working, but it doesn't fucking matter.
I'm gonna go grab an eclair from the fridge. I'll be right back.
And then on top of that, I just say the exact same shit that Benjamin Netanyahu is saying when it comes to, oh, it's actually Hamas. It's actually Hamas that's responsible for the starvation of Palestinians. Okay, well then what's the difference between you and Benjamin Netanyahu in this regard? You are saying the exact same shit that he's saying.
And it's not like the Hitler drank water argument, right? Where it's like these things you're doing are unrelated and the comparison isn't unrelated. The talking point and the propaganda you are saying is the exact same propaganda that's being used to justify the genocide. They're not unrelated. And when the propaganda you're using is used in service to attack pro-Palestine advocates, then you're doing exactly what.
Boom. Okay, folks, just a little eclair break, or just a little chocolate eclair. Okay, you guys don't need to see me eat it, but I'm gonna enjoy that little eclair in my little corner right here.
Say that Israel is doing in committing a genocide. You're running cover for it. You're propagandizing for it. You're normalizing it for millions of people on the internet, and that's why we say you backed it, is because there's only two options really. Right.
Yeah. Anyway, let's see. Maybe this is a change of attitude from the slop tubers.
Friend of the show, John Aziz. So John Aziz is this British guy who happened to have a Palestinian dad, though he has no Palestinian culture or vestiges, doesn't speak.
Oh yeah, the other thing I was going to say about Ethan was like he kept promoting the Gaza Holocaust Front, the GHF, over and over again. Again, also invoking my name for some weird goddamn reason. And then as recently as like last week, when everyone was talking about Israel's starvation, he was like, well, what about Sudan? Why is nobody talking about Sudan? He's literally doing Hasbara while simultaneously saying he thinks Israel's committing a genocide sometimes. He says that sometimes.
These guys are so stupid, actually. That's just a very dumb guy perspective to say not talking about something means that you don't care about the thing that you're talking about. Yeah. That's just not a real thing. But I mean, again, it's it's all two audiences.
It's incredibly stupid.
I hate to be dismissive of the.
Oh. When anyone says anything, I know I'm not reacting hard enough. Believe me. I know. Well, they're two dudes just sitting and talking. And in my defense, it's 10:22 p.m. over here. That's kind of late. And look, how many times have we talked about Ethan? How many times have we said the same shit about Ethan? I just wanted to see what they had to say. And sorry about the clickbait. They didn't really roast him. They're kind of making fun of him and his Instagram stories. It's still kind of fun. I think we're going to move to the Bassem, Youssef, Nelk boys interview in a bit. I really want to watch that. But, so yeah, sorry for not reacting. Don't sue me. Hasan Piker, don't sue me.
Propaganda, because it is, but it's like, okay,
it's incredibly stupid propaganda, but unfortunately, it does work for some people, and it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
It's so goddamn frustrating. Because people, I think, just want to feel that their favorite content creator is not like a bad person. And there is nothing more bad person coded than to defend Israel's ongoing genocide. Okay?
I gotta get my maid outfit. We're redoing the podcast we did.
Arabic, he barely knew his dad at all. And he uses like this Palestinian ancestry to grift as like a pro-Israel Palestinian. Post October 7th, he like monetized his Twitter account. He's like, I'm a Palestinian, but I'm pro-Israel. And like, this got him opportunities that he otherwise never would have gotten, like writing op-eds and stuff in the Atlantic and stuff like that. The generic like capo sort of grift. The collaborator grift, where someone weaponizes trace amounts of ancestry. It's like if there was a conflict between Turkey and Greece, and I started saying, like, I have Greek ancestry. Here's why Turkey should genocide all the Greeks.
Intifada says, yo, my last channel got banned, but I just subbed again. Let's fucking go. Let's go. Okay, I think I'm going to skip this. We've watched 8. Do you guys want more Hasan and Noah Samsen talk about Ethan and watch BadEmpanada, or do we cut to Bassem Youssef yelling at the Nelk boys for an hour? I'm gonna give you guys a couple minutes in chat to. Can I do a poll? Can I do a poll? Yeah, I can, right? Start a poll. Let's go. Hasan and Noah, or Nelk and Bassem. What do we watch? I think you guys are saying Bassem. I'm going to post that poll. poll is posted. But most of you are saying skip. All right, let's fucking skip, folks. I'm here to listen to my audience. But first, before we do that, I'm going to give you guys a couple of minutes to vote. 82% are saying Nelk and Bassem.
I don't like
It's
that.
looking like that. But I owe our boy Madness Arcade one more trailer reaction. I haven't forgotten, Madness. Don't you be sending me more money. Do you guys know any? I mean, I'm sure there are other streamers who tell their audience to stop sending money. But Watermelon, we said pictures. The Idol. Is that the right one? He said the Idol, right? Or was it the Icon? The Idol reaction. He said, made sure to specify that it's not like the shitty movie, The Idol. Watermelon picture of The Idol.
They were never.
I'm trying to find it. We're here. We're on the channel. Let's try to get that. Gotta get that. Boom, boom, boom. That boom, boom, boom. Oh, that's new on Watermelon. Plus the seeds. Trailers. The teacher. So Nelk and Bassem are winning, folks. I can't find it, folks. I can't find that trailer. The Idol. If someone can find it, just let me know if you can find it in the chat, if it exists. Watermelon pictures The Idol. Let's do another look. I'm trying. I'm trying. Madness, I am trying. The Watermelon history of creative resistance. Why is it so hard to find? Okay. Well, anyways. Oh, look at that. Looky here. Okay. Nelk and Bassem, folks. Let's do it. Did you guys watch it? Have you guys watched the Nelk and Bassem Youssef video? Or
I think IDF. It's like we didn't.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Full Sem Podcast.
Idiots. You fucking idiots. So how many views does this have so far? They're at 1.4 million views. This was out 4 days ago. Again, I'm sorry. I'm so late on this, but hey,
This is actually
better late
our
than
very
never.
first live episode. We've
Also, by the way, too, don't forget, Thursday, I think the ladies are going to be here. Karine and Nour will be here, working on having a special guest on the stream on Thursday, where I was supposed to talk about someone on last week's show, and I kind of forgot. They may want to call in, so we might actually have our first call-in interview and little actually no, we did it with BadEmpanada, but one of our first guests, a VIP and friend of the show, might be calling in on Thursday, and we're going to be joined by the ladies as well. I'm doing another solo stream tomorrow, kind of talking about my work situation and how I got screwed over with my final salary. Gonna be naming some names, so join us tomorrow. Some gaming streams as well this week, folks. It's gonna be on fire. All right, Nelk boys and Bassem Youssef. Let's start this shit from the beginning.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Full Sem Podcast. This is
Okay, before we get that, Madness Arcade says it was the first one. It was a short. Let's do it. Let's do it, and then we'll start that again. Watermelon pictures. Madness. This one's for you, man. What the fuck did I click here? No. Okay, Watermelon pictures. You said it was the first one.
They were never built for.
Let's go to shorts. Let's go to shorts.
يا بلاد النور والنيل يتفجر والغيمة.
It was the first result. It was posted as a shorts. Okay. Look, Madness, I don't want to like just kill the vibe, not the vibe, but like, you know, just the. We got to keep the stream going, my guy. So I can't find it. If someone could send me the link somehow. But we got to keep this. We got to keep the show going. The Bassem Youssef interview, folks, with the Nelk boys. We back.
All right, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the Full Sem Podcast. This is actually our very first live episode we've ever done. It's an interesting one for our first live. But
We're making history.
We're making history. We have Steiny here, and I want to welcome Bassem Youssef to the Full Sem Podcast. Thank you for being with us. How you doing?
Thank you for having me, guys.
Of course. Obviously, last week was controversial for us, to say the least. We had someone
on the podcast. Very controversial, as I said, to say it in the least form. What was your reaction when you saw that we had?
Controversial does not even begin to describe your guest last week. It was like criminal. It was negligence. It was literally like a negligent guest to have because no one took that interview seriously, thankfully. Everyone knew what it was. Everyone could see it for the pure propaganda that it was. But like, you guys should literally be criminally charged for fucking negligence and bringing someone like that. Like, oh my God, bro.
Benjamin Netanyahu on the full.
Well, I didn't know about what's. I am sorry to say, like because I'm not your demographic, so I didn't know who the Nelk Boys is. But like, I found my DMs exploding. It's like, did you see what the Nelk Boys did? It's like, who the fuck are the Nelk Boys?
Nola Magnolia sends $2 and says, "Dear everyone, don't forget to like the stream. Don't forget, folks. Yeah, like the stream. And then if someone could find me that link that Madness Arcade is talking about, because I don't want to spend like 10 minutes just searching for a YouTube video."
And then I didn't know that you're that big. I'm sorry. Again, I'm not your target demography, so I apologize for my ignorance. So and then I started following what's going on and the aftermath. And I being in the public eye for 15 years, I understand what does it mean to be in a very tough situation, and now trying to crawl out of that situation. It's difficult, especially with the backlash, because the bigger you are, the bigger the
New York Anthony says, "Hey, we had Hitler on last week and it was outrageous, but this week we've got Charlie Chaplin."
backlash.
I know, right?
And
they're just trying to play it off like, oopsie, oops. And I know, I've seen that clip. It went viral, like, with like, we're just kids. He's like, no, you guys are 30-year-olds. You're 30-year-old adults. Like, you should know what the fuck is happening with the world.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. There's a lot of people when they knew that I'm on the podcast, like, yeah, go there, do them, have them. And I said, like, there's nothing to gain from just canceling people without knowing what went wrong. Because I think it is better to actually to learn from what's happening and look at the bigger picture instead of just like, destroying two young people like you, because that doesn't serve anybody, right? It makes people happy that you guys are falling, but the bigger picture is, why did this happen? And why was this, were you used? Part of you is your responsibility and part of you not knowing. So I heard many of the justification that happened saying that,
Ooh, Madness said he linked it on Discord. Okay, awesome. How am I gonna get? If I open Discord right now, it's gonna take a second.
It was a great opportunity, and I'm like, wouldn't you like get him on the
Madness? I'm gonna do just later in the stream. Let's just get through this, and then we'll do it later. Okay? What's this guy's name? The guy in the middle. What the hell is this dude's name? I always forget.
The podcast says yes. If somebody told me,
no, I forget. I don't even know. I just saw this guy for the first time with Netanyahu. I know Steiny right here. I don't know who the fuck this guy is. Kevin or some shit? Ryan or Kevin? I'm gonna guess.
You interview Netanyahu? It's like, hell yeah, but I'll be prepared. And I think the biggest part of you that you were not prepared. 2 years under like the biggest genocide in our history, you guys had no idea what's going on. If somebody told me, hey, you're gonna be tomorrow on the starting five of the Lakers in the NBA, it's like, that's a great opportunity, but I'm not prepared. I'm not gonna make a fool
Kyle.
out of
Oh, his name is Kyle. That makes sense. Artful Decadence. He looks like a Kyle. Someone is saying, Floppy Noodle says, boo, he's going easy on them. I get the sentiment, but I don't think there's anything to gain by him like yelling at them. You know what I mean? Like, they already got yelled at by the entire internet. So I think I get the approach he's taking. He wants to be like the nice pro-Palestinian dude, like, hey, calm down. You know what I mean? Let me tell you, let me teach you. I think in this case, it's better for him to be nice. He's gonna do some nice like jabs at them and subtly like tell them like, you guys are idiots. But I don't think like it's just gonna alienate them if he's like, you guys are fucking idiots, you guys are stupid, you guys should have done this and you should have said that. I think he's just gonna alienate them and kind of push them away. So while it would have been great to see them getting yelled at, this I think is a good approach by Bassem. But also like I like Bassem, and his first appearance on Piers Morgan was great. I do think he kind of milked the whole, like, he would just get on Piers Morgan and started doing zingers. He always had, like, jokes ready to go. Israel is like a whore. She likes to, like, he has too many of those. Israel is like a pimp. It slaps you, and it, like, I'm like, okay, enough with the jokes, Bassem. But he's still good.
Mm-hmm. So it's not about you platforming someone or someone giving a chance for like, free speech. You were used, right? And it didn't start with the podcast. It started 2 years ago, in March 2023, when you went to Israel, because I know, like I told you, that Israel has increased their Hasbara budget, which is their propaganda machine, with $150 million, and part of that money goes to influence people in college campuses, hire influencers like you, getting them into fancy trips to Israel, giving them this filtered, layered picture that is made up at his fake.
Bobby Lee, podcaster. Bobby Lee talked about like his trip to Israel and how he got like shit for it. And yeah, they just pay you to go there. Basically. Look, any country that pays you, like Saudi Arabia does that. Saudi Arabia has been paying a bunch of influencers to go to Saudi Arabia. Like when a government pays influencers to come to their country and do like propaganda for them, you gotta know something's going on in the background. Like, why would Saudi Arabia want like people to come over? Like, Mr. Beast, come film videos here. Hey, the dude perfect. I remember went to like Saudi Arabia and stuff. They're trying to like launder their image through celebrities or influencers or whatever, and show you this other glamorous side. Like, look at this beautiful structure we built. Meanwhile, they have 1,000 slaves in the background that they got from Bangladesh to build that fucking structure, and half of whom probably died falling off the structure or died of a heat wave and heat exhaustion. But they don't want you to see that. They want you to see the pretty side. All of these countries do that. You know what I mean? And it's not a coincidence.
I mean, I watched it yesterday and I was cringing because, not because like you were showing how cool Israel is or they have nightclubs.
You're saying our Nelk video?
Yeah. So because when you mentioned Palestine, do you remember? We're going to a place that is so dangerous now. Palestine. And then you are in a bus, and then like special forces come in and kidnap you, and this is kind of like IDF simulation counterterrorism. And then they're telling you, we have a dog that only breeded in Israel. It can kill a man. And you understand that like the kind of psychopathic behavior of a country that like tells you like part of its like tourist attraction that we're killing terrorists and we're breeding dogs to kill human beings. And by the way, I don't know, part of the anger is like just last year there was.
I didn't even know that Israel has dogs that can kill people. Like, but I'm not fucking shocked. Like, I'm not surprised. I hear it. I'm like, you know what? That checks out. Based on everything I've heard and seen, that checks out.
Like a kid with autism and Down syndrome that was killed by one of these dogs. And then the next scene is, let's go and see.
Nogzalato sends another $2 and says, I recommend Ahmad Sarsour. He's working on a film. Damn, that's awesome. With watermelon?
Palestinian family, and the only Palestinian family in this video are just like a bunch of Bedouins in a tent, a guy who's married 2 wives, and he tells you, my whole life is about camels and goats and chicken. And
Madness Arcade says, Bassem is being the stern, disapproving dad that hurts when he tells you he's not mad, he's disappointed. Exactly, and that's what he needs to hold their hands and basically tell them why they're stupid, fucking idiots. Fart Twain sends $10. Very generous. Thank you, Fart Twain. He says, I'm excited for AB to reference and praise Bassem. Then Ethan called Bassem an anti-Semite and AB never bring him up again. Funny how it went from we can freely disagree to I can't, I'll get fired. I know, right? Every time AB expresses any positive sentiment towards someone, Ethan or Ela find a way to shit on that person, and then AB just like kind of lightly lowers his head in shame and just like, fuck. It's the path they've chosen. We reacted to Olivia crying last time in their members chat talking about Love Island. Like, they chose to be there. They chose to work in that environment. Olivia has chosen to stay there. AB has chosen to stay there and work with Ethan, work under Ethan. I'm trying to be empathetic, but like, it's hard. You know, I felt bad for Olivia with that thing that happened, the Love Island thing. Nour is working on clipping that, by the way. We should have that clip up by tomorrow, hopefully.
Then you find like a 60-year-old one. I just live on pita bread and milk. So even if October 7th didn't happen, you were used in a propaganda machine.
Thomas Jerome Noon says, ABIE Dobby. Dobby needs a sock. Dobby is free. We all love Dobby, don't we? Sweet little Dobby.
To tell people this is what you need to know about Palestinians. They're just like a bunch of people with cows and goats marrying 2 people, living in a tent, happy with the pita bread and milk. So you were recruited in March 2023. And you were activated in July 2025, right? So, and I'm saying this because I'm saying this out.
So people in the chat are mentioning that Steiny is very silent in this interview.
He did in July.
He doesn't look happy to be there. Like, he's got his arms crossed. And yeah, if he doesn't, because look, he probably disagrees with what Bassem is saying. This dude is a fucking Zionist, bro. Like, I'm sorry. He's a Zionist, but he doesn't even know why he's a Zionist. He's an educated Zionist. He just sees shit on fucking Twitter. I saw that Zohran Mamdani. I read on Twitter that Zohran is an anti-Semite, so I just believed it. He's been to fucking Israel. He's partied in Tel Aviv. He probably has fucking friends there. So right now, they're just sitting here and doing this interview because they have to. Because the internet got mad at them, and they want to regain whatever fucking cred that they can, because they had the literal fucking devil on their show. Fucking modern day Hitler. So he's just fucking sitting there like, I have to do this. All right, when can I go home and drink some fucking Happy Dad? By the way, folks, Happy Dad beer, Benjamin Netanyahu's favorite beer. Remember that, folks. Remember that.
Right? So, and I'm saying this because I'm saying this out there for all of the influencers around there, because there's a lot of people got backlash. There's influencer went there like wearing IDF. It's like, we didn't know what was going on. Like he was like, I didn't know I'm kissing a Jewish wall.
I mean, yeah, I can definitely admit that. I mean, I think we were both just ignorant to what was going on.
Kevin. Dumb old little Kevin. Kissing a wall. He killed that skin wall thing. By the way, again, Part Twain, thank you for the generous $10 donation, by the way. That was very, very generous of you.
There. And obviously, you know, I knew he was, I'll be honest, I thought he was controversial, but I was definitely ignorant to what was going on in that area. And I can admit that. And it was definitely, I wish we could have gone.
How can you be this ignorant? Like, I'm sorry, after 2 years, you are willfully ignorant. You are choosing not to engage with the topic. You are choosing to not know. You're choosing to ignore the facts. 2 years, it's all over Instagram. Am I supposed to believe that these guys don't spend time on social media? It's all over Twitter. It's all over Instagram. You can't scroll past a fucking video of a kid getting their head blown off. It's all over the mainstream news. Even if you're getting the warped side, the Israeli side, it's all over the news that the area is a fucking clusterfuck right now. So how could you we just don't know what's going on over there? I'm sorry, bro. That excuse does not fly. Doesn't fucking fly. How do you not know? It is everywhere. It is every fucking where. There was this Lebanese influencer, no garlic, no onion, that went that a few, like, right after the genocide started. He filmed the fucking video, and he's Lebanese, okay? He's this Lebanese foodie influencer. He filmed this video doing a McDonald's taste test in, like, France. Like, look, I have a McMuffin, and I have a McGriddle, and he was eating the McDonald's. People went fucking out on him like, bro, what the fuck? Like, people are just talking about boycotts and BDS, and Israel is genociding Palestinians, and McDonald's just fed like the IDF. What the fuck are you doing? Why the fuck are you eating McDonald's? He's like, oh, I don't watch the news. I don't know what's happening. It's like, bro, you don't have to watch the news to know what's happening there. Like, this is something that goes beyond you know, the fucking news. What's the word? Something that goes beyond something that, what is the word? It's at the tip of my tongue, god damn it. Anyways, yeah, it has moved beyond that. And everyone knows what's happening there. Like, come on, man.
On back and, you know, had 2 weeks to sit down with someone like yourself and just, we should have grilled him 50,000, 100,000 times harder, but something we can't get back, and we'll probably always
Of course, but
God, bro. He looks like such a dude. Like, he looks like he loves fucking beer pong. Like, this dude looks like he's very good at beer pong. You know what I mean? Like, can you imagine this guy drunk in college with a polo shirt and a hat, but not the hat in the back. The hat is facing the front. He's got the double polo shirts. He's got the popped collar. He's got the American Eagle cargo shorts. He's got those American Eagle brown leather flip-flops that y'all Americans love to wear. And he's chugging some fucking Natty Light, bro. Like, that's what I see when I look at this guy right there, man. That's what I see.
Have grilled him.
Transcends. Yes, transcends is the word. Transcends. Thank you. Hat guy, Hermio Taurus, Great White Sufi. Thank you. This fucking word was annoying.
50,000, 100,000 times harder, but something we can't get back, and we'll probably always
of course, but I know you can't get back this like trip in Israel, but I'm just telling you, this was like part of a much bigger propaganda effort, right? And a country that spends $150 million.
No, not Birkenstocks, New York, Anthony. Not Birkenstocks. Those like leather flip-flops with a thick strap that Americans love.
In its image, they are covering something. They when they spread all of these propaganda, it's like, we're not starving people in Gaza. You understand that this conversation has been happening for 2 years. First of all,
Kayla says you're showing your age with that outfit description. Yo, that's what was in 2008 college times, okay? 2006 like 2012. People were wearing wearing their Hollister and Abercrombie and Fitch polos with popped collars. Yes, I'm an old man. I'm 34.
I'm not absolving you from your trip. You guys are not little kids. You are fucking 30 years old, right? People.
Okay, 1 second. I gotta show you these flip-flops I'm talking about, folks. Look, American Eagle leather flip-flop. This is what every American loves. You can deny it. There we go. Don't deny it, folks. This is what you love. This is what all Americans wear. As soon as there's like a bit of sun, just the smallest amount of sun, people would put away the boots and bust out the American Eagle. It didn't have to be American Eagle. They could have been Aero Postal. They could have been Hollister flip-flops. They could have been Abercrombie and Fitch flip-flops. But this is what y'all Americans love. Don't deny it. They probably still wear these. I still see these around. I still see these things around. Haley D, most Americans, at least in the early 2000s. trying to deny American fashion. I lived in America, folks. I know what I've seen. My eyes have seen some shit.
Families, and they have a career, and you need to stop. I'm just saying this because you're my little brothers, but you're not little, right? You need to stop infantilizing yourself. It's like, we're just stupid people doing stupid stuff. You're 30 years old, and you need to be aware of what's happening in the world, and that your reach and your platforms.
Yes, it is white dudes, of course. Catastrophic says this is very much white dudes. I am talking about white dudes right now. I am.
Means something, and it affects people. And I think the biggest reason why people were so upset for you, not because you brought someone and you didn't contest him, that it is the talking point that he used is the same talking points that have been used for 2 years to kill thousands of people, right? So, I mean, and part of the reason why people were so angry is that, forget, even if you don't know anything about the conflict, there was like a total lack of critical thinking. I mean, you guys asked him the one good question.
Yep, lack of critical thinking. Haley D sends $2 and says, these went hard at youth group. I'm having more fun talking to you guys about flip-flops than watching this, but this is good. Bassem is doing a good job. Dana says she sees these all the time. Yeah, come on, these flip-flops. I had a pair of these flip-flops, okay? I had a pair. So I ain't judging that much.
When you told them in October 7th, how could this be allowed to happen? Everybody knows that Mossad is like a crazy, intelligent thing that infiltrates people and put bombs in pages. How did you not see that coming? But also, a critical thinking is, how come an attack was allowed for 6 hours in the most heavily surveilled part in the world? You understand, like in 2019, they killed like hundreds of people just because they approached the wall between Gaza and Israel. You understand? They killed, you have like copters, like drones, you have snipers. Suddenly, for 6 hours, you remember what Netanyahu told me? How big is Israel? He told me it's like as big as Rhode Island.
As Jersey, right?
Yeah, like you understand the distance between Gaza and Tel Aviv is 44 miles. You understand that, like, he was just bragging to you that, like, hey, we went across 3 countries to bomb Iran, but you can't have a single helicopter coming out to defend your people. Like, the October 7th was used in order to.
Marina is asking me, what do I call flip-flops in Arabic? Do I call them mishaya or shahata? I don't use either of those words, but I would probably call them mishaya. That would be my word of choice.
Tell people, look to the Jewish people that were killed. But you don't understand that you pay millions of dollars as Americans, as Canadians, to protect those Jewish people. So it's not just like an intelligence failure. It was a deliberate way to let people get slaughtered. And what did he tell you when you asked him what happens? Like, we're still investigating it. Really investigating it for 2 years? You don't know how people for 6 hours continue to kill people? That's why when we went on other people podcasts and they told you, guys, they used the Hannibal Directive. They killed their own people. And I sent you all of the stuff. What was your reaction? Dude, that's conspiracy. Again, people were angry because you didn't read what's going on there, right? Israel uses something called blitzkrieg. You know what's blitzkrieg? It means flash attack. This is what the Nazi did. They do like a very coordinated attack very quickly.
He doesn't give a fuck. Steiny doesn't give a fuck. But he's really schooling them. But I think he's going into too much detail that it's kind of boring. They have like a 6-second attention span, bro. This guy's already thinking of beer pong and like doing keg stands and like taking Jello shots. Like, I'm sure, you know what I mean? What Kyle's thinking about right here. Thomas Jerome Newton sends 5,500 CLP and says that's a WMD in the hands of a Spanish-speaking mother, not just a flip-flop. Oh yeah, Arab moms also are ruthless when it comes to throwing slippers and like wooden spoons, bro. You can't escape a mom without her slippers. So a thick leather flip-flop, that is a WMD. Like in Lebanon, ladies mostly used to have like these little thin like cotton slippers. They're like kind of light. Fucking, you know, an American Eagle flip-flop with that rubber sole, bro. Dear Lord.
Very fast. It's like very simple messaging. Decapitated babies, mass rape, right? So there's an emotional response. People get so angry, and then after a couple of days, everybody goes back to their Netflix, to their UFC fight, to the NBA, and the people who stay, it's like, wait a minute, that is fucked up. That didn't happen. There's so many plot holes. Already, most of the people has already went back to their lives. So the people who stay and hold them accountable will be called fringe, obsessed, anti-Semitic, conspiracy theory. Like you said, oh, dude, this is conspiracy theory. It's not. And this is why I have like sent you all of the videos so you can be educated. When you were on the podcast and they were telling you, dude, they spit on Christians in Israel. That's like, I was in Israel. Nobody spit on me. Yes, of course, because you were in a curated propaganda machine.
Yeah. You were invited there, man. You saw what they wanted you to see. You went where they wanted you to go. You know what I mean? And we've reacted to those videos of people spitting on Christians, people spitting on Armenian Christians, spitting on like Filipino tourists, just like in Jerusalem, to like look at an old church or something. They just fucking spit at them, bro.
Showed you one thing about Israel. Do you remember when you were like in that bus and there was a guy with a scarf? It's like, oh, that guy with a scarf, like that. I don't know if you or someone of your friends said he looks suspicious. It's not that cold. So the only
Oops. Ooh, I got a warning. Let me see. Warning, heads up. We've detected a video in your stream belonging to someone else. Is it like that thing that your stream may be temporarily blocked? If you plan to continue, please. God, I can't read the whole thing. Let me see if I can get more info. Is the video blocked? You guys can still see this, right? I wonder what video they're talking about. If they're talking about, I don't think they're talking about the trailer. And we've already reacted to Nelk Boys before. You think they're talking about Nelk? And they're definitely not Hasan. Hasan's video won't cause that. I don't know. I'm not sure why I would get this. Did they DMCA this thing? Did anyone get in trouble for like reacting to this?
Presentation of Palestinian are either people staying in a tent or a suspicious guy with a scarf. And I don't know who edited that. If it seemed like Mossad edited it, and if you guys have edited that,
I mean, I guess I'll keep going. As far as I know, like we watched the Netanyahu stuff and nothing happened. We didn't get this warning with the Netanyahu interview. So, can someone look it up on Google? Not ChatGPT.
is fucked up because it just like it solidifies the same racist tropes about a group of people that being slaughtered and starved to death right now, and then they distract you with questions like, it is Hamas, it's the people, they're not allowing aid in. And you understand that this is the same exact conversation that's been happening for 2 years. They bomb hospitals, it's not us, it's Hamas. Oh, it's us, but there were Hamas underneath it. It's maybe a mistake. Then after bombing hospitals, they bomb schools, and then they bomb entire residential areas, then they kill women and children. And now, 2 years later,
boom. Should we react it like this?
we are discussing the same question, but like, are we starving them or is it Hamas starving them? You see the cycle of deceit, the cycle of lies, the cycle of propaganda. So that's why I'm not coming here to say like, oh, they are starving, because I'm not gonna go after each and every single lie that he said, because it's exhausting, and they have been doing that for 2 years. So I'm here to show you the patterns and the bigger picture to understand that you are sitting with a narcissistic, psychopathic liar that used to gaslighting people and lie them to them.
Seems to be okay now. That message has gone away, the warning message. I don't know. Let's keep watching, baby. Let's go. Fuck it. Let's go. I'm enjoying this.
In their faces.
Yeah, I want to say too, yeah, we obviously, one thing that hurt me the most when we had him on was just, I have a lot of personal, friendships and stuff from people of all religions. And a lot of people were obviously just upset, and they're messaging me personally, like friends, and saying, why did you have him on and stuff? So
this guy's got a look that I don't trust. Like this guy, like is in a, he's got a face profile that is unlikable. This guy plays like again, back to the college. This guy, like if you're watching a romantic comedy, this is like the dumb best friend. This is like someone's dumb, drunk best friend who's always like fucking wasted. Bro, the fucking keg stand, bro. Yeah, man. That's him, dude. He's got that face. He's got the face of someone you can't trust, and he's got the face of a dumb person as well. Like he has kind of a dumb face. You know what I mean? He has a dumb face syndrome. But he definitely gives off like dumb, drunk best friend of like someone in a romantic comedy or in a college R-rated comedy. You know what I mean? But he's the dumb frat dude who's like a side character. And yeah.
When I told them that we were having you on to explain us the bigger picture, they're all very excited. So honestly, we just want to learn about this, and we obviously just want to use our platform to educate people.
What do you want to learn about?
I mean, I think it would just be good for you to talk about what Netanyahu said and explain us,
Well, one thing I said about the October 7th, like, he... and
Dan Ahmed says he's got the early 2000s bully face. He's got an unlikable face. I think it's the combo of like the shape of his nose and the way his mouth is. He's got that unlikable, untrustworthy face.
Not just October 7th, is the way that he dehumanized the whole population. Remember when he told me, how can young people...
Increase the stream volume. Let me make... I think desktop is as loud as it's going to be.
March in the streets with people who kill gays. And then he used this like overplayed lame jokes like gays for Gaza is like...
Ben Affleck's Sad Cigarette says, first to die in a horror flick also gives off that vibe. Yes, because he's stupid. He's the idiot.
Chicken curd for KFC. And it's just like, he keeps saying it and everywhere, and he just like, sounds stupid. and they tell me they would kill women if they're not in hijab. So this guy who pretends that he cares about gays and women, and I send you the articles, like how they have actually used revenge porn in order to recruit gay people. They go into Grindr and Facebook and Instagram. Like I think you have the headlines.
The IDF goes on Grindr.
Yeah. They actually pick those gay people, and then they use revenge porn in order to hire them as informants. You have that? Yes. So over the past several months, I spoke to there's
the Hasan channel DMCA's really how? Nozulato says it's the Hasan channel. Manus Arcade says he looks like a bully in a surfing movie. Accurate. All sorts of bullies.
Like there's a lot of queer Palestinians that actually been used by the IDF in order to actually hire them as informants. And then the same guy who cares about women and children, he already killed more than 28,000 women and children in the less than a year and a half. And again, they use revenge porn. There's even a movie about it made by like an Oscar-nominated director. He's a Palestinian, and it's called Hoda Salon. And they talk about like how for very many years they have spiked women's drinks in beauty salons in order to shoot them and film them in compromised position and then use them or use their husbands as informants. So you understand the level of...
I had no idea, bro. And Israel keeps fucking boasting and talking about their gay community. We have a gay pride parade. People can be gay. We might be starving people, but did you know you can be gay in Tel Aviv? It's like, okay, we get it, bro. Good for them. But like, they're using that against people to recruit them in the IDF, and they're forcing gay people to serve by like threatening to release gay videos of them and stuff. Unhinged, bro. Unhinged. Even their pride, even their biggest pride, which is talking about their gay people and like expressing how much freedom their gay people have, even that they can't really do properly.
Pathology and the level of narcissistic behavior, the level of evil these people are doing, and then they have the audacity to come and talk about gay people and talk about women. This is crazy, man. You understand? And when I went and I sent you that stuff in order to look and verify, and this is why the reason we're doing this in live, because I invite anybody to fact check everything that I say as we go on.
So you're saying they're recruiting gay people from Palestine and using them as informants and
that's happening a lot
blackmailing
in the West Bank, yes.
Well.
Oh, recruiting gay people from Palestinian gay people. Oh my God.
So what about
nothing to say? Steiny, nothing to say? Why is Steiny looking into the distance?
Bank, yes.
Well. So what about some of the stuff Netanyahu said? I know this is for you is probably basic, but what he said, we asked him if he was purposely starving people in Gaza, and he said Hamas is stealing the food.
It's interesting.
The fact that was even like, are you purposefully starving the people there, Mr. Netanyahu? What the fuck did you think he's gonna tell you? Yes, actually. Yes. We like to starve the people. I forgot to do the Netanyahu, bro. I forget how to do impressions 3 days later. Actually, yes, we're yes, actually, fuck it. I'm not gonna do it. What kind of answer are you expecting?
An indicted war criminal and a guy who's been caught lying many times. Like, for example, when he say Iran is days away from creating a nuclear...
Iran is days away from a nuclear... Fuck, I forgot how to do it. How did I do the Netanyahu? I got to remind myself. I got to practice more.
Bomb. And there's videos of the internet of him saying many times, oh, Iran is like 5 months away, 3 months away. And you understand, when you ask him about like Iraq, oh, he says, oh, that's unfortunate. And yet he has a video saying Iraq is a month away of creating weapons of mass destruction.
I've seen that video of him talking about Iran.
Yeah, so you see a guy that...
WMDs. Iran has WMDs. There we go. It's kind of like this. Kind of, is it? WMD, Iran. Gay people in Israel have a right. The gay people in Israel, we have a gay community. We have a gay pride parade. Try to be gay in Gaza. I sound like Bernie Sanders, I think. God damn it.
Like, if you have a friend, Steiny, and if you have a friend that consistently lies to you and you caught up lying, when would it be enough to say, okay, that guy, I'm not going to take anything he says? Now, the thing about like him saying we're not starving, it's Hamas, there's also that stuff of the articles that I send you. There is like multiple articles of Israel killing aid workers, UN workers, saying that they are Hamas. You know, they have killed over like, I don't know the number, 100, 200 people of aid workers. They are like lining people in...
Journalists! They've killed over 200 journalists, aid workers, hospital workers, teachers, doctors, scientists, bro, everyone. They've murdered everyone, every profession. Florists, butchers, shop owners, dancers, singers, everybody, poets. They've killed everyone. Data analysts, marketers, filmmakers.
Lines, and then they are killing them. When they tell you
So people that are not even involved in the conflict, they're aid workers.
I think the number is like they killed over 180 doctors, or it's just it's the numbers is like so big now you can't even like catch up with the numbers. And I was in London.
The numbers are so big that they cease to make sense. Like that's what I kind of say. Like when you hear 20,000 dead. So when they report that, like, yo, the Israelis bombed this camp and 30 people died. When you hear 30 people at this point, it means nothing to you. When you hear numbers like 10,000, 15,000, 20,000, 1,000 over and over and over and over and over again, you get desensitized to this, bro. And every life, every dead person is a whole universe. Everyone is a whole set of dreams and aspirations, and they had a past and a future, and that 30,000 dead, 20,000 dead, it all just gets thrown in, mixed in together. It all becomes meaningless, bro. What are we even doing?
Of a documentary called Doctors Under Attack, and it shows you, it's a documentary done by the BBC, by the way. It shows you how, it's good there. Yeah.
It says over 400 Palestinians.
So, and of course, it's very easy to say, oh, the United Nations is anti-Semitic. Everybody is anti-Semitic. Everybody is lying. And the only one who's not lying is Netanyahu, right? So those people that...
So like this one, for example, is this like a bombing, or is this just like they're coming and like gunning them down?
They're gunning them down. They're using drones and killing them. There's the
interesting interview with Anthony Aguilar, who was with the Gaza Relief Fund, who was literally describing how they're like gunning people down. He did an interview with Breaking Points. He even did an interview with fucking what's his name again? Candace Owens' friend, Tucker Carlson. He's doing a bunch of interviews.
And like a whistleblower that came a couple of days ago, who was working with the aid groups, and he said like, there's like a little kid who came and kissed our hands because we gave him food, and as he was walking away, the IDF shot him in the head. It's crazy, man.
And this was like almost a month ago, not only.
Yeah. So
400 people, those are civilians.
Yeah, but that number gets updated by the minute right now, it's you can just like you can go through the headlines if you want, but the reason I'm like showing you this is that Israel is the only one who has the absolute control of getting aid in and out. And I know that you've seen on the internet, they're showing their soldiers. Here's the aid sitting here. The UN is not taking them. Dude, they are killing UN workers and calling them Hamas. If you start calling everybody Hamas, the doctors are Hamas, the kids are Hamas, the UN orders Hamas, there is no way for people to go in and do anything. You see, you know how desperate people are? People are riding on boats and trying to get aid in these flotillas. And one of them is like a comedian that you worked with. His name is Jacob Berger. He's Jewish, by the way, from New York. And he was arrested by the IDF. And one of them, he's the only,
saw that.
and the only black dude on that flotilla. He was beaten and tortured, and he's American, right? So
we were talking about Chris Smalls, the guy who was responsible for the Amazon protests, or the Amazon, what was it, boycotts?
Understand the level of psychopathy that you're dealing with. It's not about like our word against their word anymore. Because they have all of these people activated like you. They try to recruit you, whether influencers or people in the media, telling it's not starving. It's not happy. It's not our fault. You remember?
It's just an extreme diet.
I told you before. It's the same argument they used before. They bombed every single hospital in Gaza. It's not us. It's Hamas. They bombed every single.
Yes, the Amazon unions. He was fighting for Amazon unions. That's right.
School in Gaza. It's not us in Hamas. They killed 60,000 people. It's Hamas' fault. You see the pattern. You see the pattern?
Mm-hmm.
You know that the most viral video I did with Piers Morgan is when I said like Israel is a narcissistic psychopath, like a boyfriend who fucks you over and makes you think their fault. You know why this like resonated with so many people? It's just because people know this is the narcissistic psychopathic behavior, right? So they are like a bunch of liars, a bunch of killers, a bunch of murderers, and it's easy for them to just like get out of it and say like it is fucking Hamas.
So what is like the ideal situation in that area?
The ideal situation that Israel should not be coming in and occupying a country that's not theirs. And I know that you went there and you were raised all your life saying that this is our country, our place. You understand that Israel started by refugees from Europe, people who escaped the Nazis. This was a European problem. Most of those people were in Ukraine and Russia and Poland and Germany. And then they went through incredible hardship. Why would they come to the Middle East and take a land that belonged to other people? That is the core of the problem. The core of the problem is not just starvation or the daily killing. It is people coming in and trying to take a land from other people. And of course, you grew up as a Jewish person telling you, this was an empty land and we just came in. There was no one there. There were already 2 million Arabs living there before.
Dude, has Steiny even said a word? He hasn't even said anything.
Israel have even been conceived. And in one night, 700,000 people were displaced overnight on 15th of May, 1948, when they declared the state of Israel.
The Nakba.
Israel. You understand the amount like your grandparents are like Holocaust survivors. They wouldn't like another Holocaust to be happening in their name, and they wouldn't. If you have a problem with Germany, go fucking take a piece of land from Germany, man.
Madness Arcade is hitting us with a song recommendation. Everything's Fine and Carmageddon from Ia May. Right, I'll keep that in mind. Thank you so much, Madness.
You understand like where my people are coming from? Like we were just sitting here and you have like a problem in Europe and then you were pushed on us and say like, this is our land now, get the fuck out. You understand how sick this is? You know how unfair this is? You understand? So,
and now Arabs are blamed. Why don't you take all these bro, you came here from Europe, you kicked all these people out, you killed them, and now you want everyone else to deal with your problem, bro. Like, fucking a cancer, bro. Israel is a cancer in the region. What do you say, Maki? What do you think? You agree, Maki? You agree, little Maki boy, sweet little Maki boy?
So we can discuss about like what is happening now, the situation. You need to go again the bigger picture and understand why this happened, right? Those people who are Netanyahu sat in front of you and saying like Hamas is terrorist. They are the one who actually started terrorism in the Middle East. They're the one who started bombing hotels, bombing people. The amount, like if you just like go in and write the terror, and I invite the internet to actually fact check this, the terrorism of the Zionist militias in Palestine, right? The dozens of people that they have been killing. You know, all of the stuff that they have like, you know, killing pregnant women, decapitated people. This is the exact same thing that they did in massacres like Deir Yassin, there in Sabra and Shatila. They have been, you know, there's a very famous line saying like every accusation is a confession. Every time they blame Hamas for using human shield, they are the one who's being using human shield, right? They're actually in 2005, the Israeli Supreme Court made a
oh, little Maki, sweet little boy. Sorry if I bothered you, Maki. I just had to get some petting in. Oh, you cleaning yourself? You cleaning all the places I touch? You like I don't have to. This dirty hands came and touched me. I was resting. I was having a nice little nap. Then this man with his big old hands just came and touched me. Now I'm all dirtied up. I gotta get back to cleaning and licking. Gotta go back to cleaning.
saying you need to stop using human shield because they were using it so much. There's like a recorded 1,200 incidences of them using human shield between 2001 and 2005. That is crazy, man. Right? So every time you see them accusing Palestinians of doing it, they have done it many times before, even more brutal.
Yeah, one thing I see on the internet now too is a lot of Americans are questioning like, is Israel our closest?
I don't have pee hands. He's not cleaning away the pee. I wash my hands after every pee, guys.
Ally. Why are they our closest ally? Why are we sending so much?
He's tasting the eclair. He's licking the eclair, that delicious eclair that I had. That's what he can taste. The delicious chocolate crème pâtissière, the puff pastry. I don't think it's a puff pastry, but you know, the pastry, folks. I think it is a puff pastry. Oh, good boy, Maki. Good boy.
Money to Israel. I see it. I mean, even Trump now recently, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago, it seems like he's not even
Everyone's accusing me of lying, of having pee hands. What the fuck, guys?
Yeah, but in
what the hell?
Same time, Trump said like, well, I think like Canada.
Anyone who says pee hands is getting banned from the chat. Okay, you're getting a timeout if you accuse me of having dirty hands.
Couldn't be our partner anymore, which is crazy. You are basically sacrificing Canada, which is actually your closest ally, because of Israel.
Well, what I was going to ask is why does America consider Israel its closest ally?
No, America doesn't consider Israel the closest ally. It's the American politicians.
Right. So why are the American politicians so loyal to Israel?
Well,
money, bro. AIPAC. Come on, dude. You can't be that dumb.
The money.
And it's basically an American colony. It's like little mini America in the middle of the Middle East. That's it. You have a home base, bro.
Right? 80% of Congress are openly financed by AIPAC, which is the Israeli lobby. So when you finance 80% of your Congress, your representative, suddenly a foreign country is more important than your own country, right? I think you were asked many times, Tiny, are you American first or are you Israel first? And you said, no, I'm American first. You wouldn't like to have your tax money going to a country and using that to kill children while your fellow Americans in places like Texas and North Carolina suffering from floods and not getting the aid they get. I think there is the graph with the $17 billion. By the way, so far since the beginning of the slaughter, since October 2023, America sent Israel more than $30 billion $17.9 billion in 2024 alone.
Bro, that could have been used to feed so many Americans. That could have been used to home so many homeless people, to house so many homeless people. That could have been used to pay off college tuition for people that can't afford to pay their college. That could have been used as grants for small businesses. That could have been used for tax cuts for middle-aged families. That money could have been used to expand Medicare and Medicaid services. That money could have been used to start giving Americans universal health care. But no. Use that money to kill Palestinians and give Israelis more land.
$17 billion. That's crazy. You know how many schools that you can build with that? You know how many teachers that you can pay? You know how many houses that you can give for the homeless? Why is your money going to a foreign country and using this to inflict the most evil genocide?
Shoe Kierkegaard and Sailor Moon, thank you for the correction. Eclairs are made with choux pastry, not puffin. I should know this because actually my mom's cousin, their family, they own pâte à choux. Pâte à choux is like literally could be considered the best pastry shop in Lebanon. Like they've been around for like decades. My great uncle, so my grandfather's brother, Amo Victor, started, I believe, pâte à choux. Him and his brother, I think. And then he had two kids, two sons, Marwan and Makram. And they both run like pâte à choux, which is the best pastry shop. And it's called pâte à choux. Like, so yeah, I should have known that, Kierkegaard. What a mistake. But if you're Lebanese, you definitely know pâte à choux. If you're Lebanese, you've definitely had cakes from there, some of their pastries. They are fucking tasty as fuck. Let me know in the chat if you've ever had pâte à choux. That shit is fucking good, yo.
On innocent people, right?
Right. So why do you think that American politicians are?
No, I'm just told you because of the money. Like the APAC,
because they're being paid to do so.
APAC is openly bragging about financing 80% of Congress with $100 million for
Do
each
they
side.
openly brag about that?
Oh yeah. I invite everybody to go into the APAC Twitter and see them bragging about it. It's like 98% of the people that we promote, they win their elections. And this is the graph I was telling you about. The U.S. sent $17.9 billion in only 2024. This is how much you can do with that amount of money. And instead, it is going to buy weapons. It's going to settlers in the West Bank, American Jews, maybe Jews from other places who live there with
madness.
Like
I'm not sure if I'll have time to react to them on stream, to be honest with you, because it's running a little bit long, and I'm getting all sorts of copyright stuff. I mean, depends. Maybe at the end of the show, just not right now.
I
will try my best.
They have better education, better healthcare than any American here, which is crazy.
Can you resend the names, madness, of those songs?
Why is my money going there? I know, Saini, I saw you on many of the podcasts saying, like, it is very difficult for me as a Jewish American living there, and I understand it's difficult, but it was misunderstood because people said this is so tone deaf, this is so self-centered, it's not about you guys. But I kind of understood it in a I wanted to give
He's talking about Ethan Klein.
That maybe it is difficult because there's a whole genocidal state right now using your identity and using your religion in order to commit unspeakable crimes, right? But also, you need to understand, what does it mean to be a Palestinian American right now? You understand how difficult it is to a Palestinian American sitting here, seeing his family slaughtered and starved, and that is being done by their own tax money. Can you imagine? Can you imagine, like, you sending money to your family to, for example, build a bakery, and then you see that bakery destroyed on phone, and then TurboTax takes your money and finance the bomb that fucking bombed that bakery? You understand the kind of mindfuck that those people are living in? Yes,
yeah, it's kind of weird for me too, to be honest with you guys. I'm a U.S. citizen. I have to pay taxes. Insane and depraved. You know, and I pay very little in taxes. You know what I mean? Thankfully, I don't make that much. And when you live outside of America, like, you have to make, if you make less than a certain amount, you don't really pay taxes. I mainly just pay for my, like, tax guy. I don't end up owing anything. But, like, yeah, if I did pay taxes when I lived in the States, and when I had, like, a job and a paycheck, they would take money. They would take money straight out of my paycheck for taxes. It's kind of fucked up. Kind of fucked up, man.
Antisemitism is a real thing. But you understand that it is, you haven't seen 3 Jewish people being shot because they spoke Hebrew, right? I have 3 Palestinian friends. They were in Brown University. They were speaking Arabic, and they were shot, and one of them cannot walk for the rest of his life, right? There was like a Palestinian kid, 6 years old, who was stabbed 26 times right after October 7th because of the kind of fear that was launched against Muslim Americans. Right, there was a Palestinian, there was like an Indian Muslim.
Yeah, just like anti-Semitism is rising, anti-Palestinian, anti-Arab sentiment also went up after October 7th. Random Palestinians, random Arabs were getting killed and shot and stabbed in the street for speaking Arabic, bro. Even when I'm in the States, I'll be honest with you guys, when I was in the States, when I first moved to the States in 2007 or 2008 for college, I used to be nervous. Like, me and my sister, like, when she would speak to me in Arabic in public, I'd be like, yo, let's not speak Arabic. Like, let's not bring attention to ourselves right now. And it was still like 2007. We weren't that far removed. Like, it was still a few years after 9/11 and shit, but like, I did not want to speak Arabic in public. I did not feel comfortable speaking Arabic in public because I didn't want to get any weird looks from someone. Like, where are you from, boy? It's like, I don't want to deal with that, bro. Here's some English for you. You comfortable? Now, I don't give a fuck. Now, I'm proud. Like, times have changed. I've changed. The way I see myself, the way I relate to my culture, all of that has changed. But when I first got to the States, folks, I did not feel comfortable speaking Arabic. So, yeah, fucking Arabs getting killed in the street, bro, for being Arab. Like, fuck that. I'm sorry.
Kid that was almost drowned in Texas by a Jewish woman. Her name is Elizabeth Wolf, as a hate crime. If the roles were reversed, if those kids were Jewish, you wouldn't hear the end of it. But I'm telling you this, and I can see in your eyes, it's the first time you ever heard about this. This is crazy. This is manufactured. So part of me is angry at you guys for not knowing, but part of me, I have empathy for you, because this is the kind of a bubble that was created intentionally by the media to tell you that all the perpetrators, the people on the other side, are the terrorists, are the evil people, and Israel is our greatest ally. This is prime brainwashing. So you understand what I mean? So when you say like it's difficult to be Jewish, yes, I understand, but it is kind of like you are.
I think I can't speak for Steiny, but I have other Jewish friends, and what they'll say.
Steiny's not saying shit. Maybe you should speak for Steiny because he's not speaking for himself.
To me, is what Israel's doing right now makes it tougher to be prideful of, being Jewish.
Yeah, but the biggest thing is
I don't want to speak.
No, but you understand. But you see, the mistake here is like now you're linking being Jewish to being pro-Israel. It's like me linking being Muslim to being pro-ISIS. It's like being proud to be German to be a Nazi, because that is what Israel is, right? And it is this is a regime, a state, a genocidal state that hijacked your identity.
Are people called Islamophobic when they criticize like Saudi Arabia, even though Saudi Arabia is not an ethno state? Muslims don't have more rights than other religions in Saudi Arabia, but like it is a primarily Muslim country where they follow Islamic law in many cases and stuff like that. So like, if you criticize Saudi Arabia, are you automatically considered an Islamophobe? No, a lot of people criticize it from a human rights angle and stuff like that, and everyone agrees, oh yeah, Saudi Arabia is abusing human rights. But why is it when you criticize Israel, you're automatically labeled as an anti-Semite? Convenient. Stifles conversation, makes you unlikely to talk and to criticize anyone.
Jewish, and then started to tell everybody, if you start to question Israel, you're being anti-Semitic. You know what does that tell you? That being a good Semitic means that you have to approve for starving kids, killing babies, raping prisoners in prison, genociding a whole population, kicking them out. That is what does it mean to be a good Jewish. That is crazy, man. That is actually the most anti-Semitic thing ever.
Do you think, in your opinion, what Israel's doing is making some people anti-Semitic, though?
Oh, 100%. 100%. Let me give you an example. Have you seen those videos of the IDF soldiers dancing with lingeries and toys of babies? Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Any army in the world is run by one thing: discipline, right? If you are in the army and you start posting shit like that, your commanders are either allowing you to do this, or if they don't, they will actually fight. What the fuck are you doing, right? Because this is the army, right? You're not allowed to just like post shit other than actually the army kind of approving to it. So it is by design. Actually, I asked a professor in
Texas City requires Israel pledge for hurricane relief. Yes, I heard today that Donald Trump has threatened to withhold state funding for disaster relief if states have any anti-Israel policies. If any states decide to like boycott Israel or do BDS stuff, Donald Trump, the U.S. government, is going to withhold government funding for disaster relief. How fucking insane is that? How fucking insane is that, bro? It reminds me of Germans. If you want to become a German citizen now, you need to sign a document that says that you recognize the right of Israel to exist, bro. Like, what the fuck is that insanity?
London, it's like, why are they actually doing that on purpose? Like, it's very easy, because it is much easier for Israel to be hated and then having them conflate that hate with Jewish people. And when that happens, like, you see, anti-Semitism, give us more money to kill our enemies. You understand? Mm-hmm. It's like it's a very, very sick.
He keeps like, you understand? You understand? Yes, keep checking up on them. You guys still following?
Psychology. And the people who are paying for this are Jewish people, right? Because now you are finding yourself inheriting everything that this regime is doing, right? And it is the whole idea about like being a Jewish person is being pro-Israel. It's crazy. right? You know, like a couple of days ago, Trump pushed Colombia to pay $21 million for support the Jewish people for the psychological trauma. And it's crazy because we haven't heard of Jewish people being expelled from Colombia. There are people who lost their immigration status for standing pro-Palestine, not pro-Israel. There's not a single Israeli who, because of his stand from being pro-Israel, who lost their job, got deported, being blacklisted with the company, being doxxed. This is what happened on their side. And many of those, and the Jewish people who actually got hurt were the people on the pro-Palestinian side. There are like Jewish professors who...
Should we continue watching this? It's a bit long, and the stream has been going for like 2.5 hours almost. But there was that, like, there's this one clip that went super viral, and I want to pull that up. Of him basically telling them, like, your age is no excuse. You guys aren't young. Let me know if you guys want to keep watching, or if you're bored, we can keep watching. Let me just search for that clip.
Thousand times harder, but something we can't get back, and we'll probably always...
Let's keep watching. Why did I pause it?
Lost their position because they stood
Floppy
with
Noodle
the
said,
pro-Palestinian side.
I stopped paying attention. Let me just find that one clip. I'm trying to find it right here. Bassem, Youssef, Nelk. 30. Let's see if that'll pull it up. There you go.
I can definitely admit that, I mean, I think we were both just ignorant to what was going on over there. And obviously, you know, I knew he was... I'll be honest, I thought he was controversial, but I was definitely ignorant to what was going on.
We saw that.
Something we can't get back, and we'll probably always
Of course, but I know you can't get back this like trip in Israel, but I'm just telling you, this was like part of a much bigger propaganda. You need to stop. I'm just saying this because you're my little brothers, but you're not little. People in your age have families, and we're not starving people in Gaza. You understand that this conversation has been happening for 2 years. First of all, I'm not absolving you from your trip. You guys are not little kids. You are fucking 30 years old, right? People in your age have families, and they have a career, and you need to stop. I'm just saying this because you're my little brothers, but you're not little, right? You need to stop infantilizing yourself. It's like, we're just stupid people doing stupid stuff. You're 30 years old, and you need to be...
He's so right. Now, I've used that excuse, like, I don't know enough about what's happening to comment. It's like, bro, I'm 34. Like, what's my excuse? And if I don't know enough about what's happening there, I need to do my fucking job and read about what the fuck is happening over there. Watch footage, or read people's accounts, watch documentaries. That's it, bro. It's on me to fucking know. And I have failed. I have failed miserably at this. I finally realized what was happening there, like, way too late. And like 2019 is when I kind of started to take an interest in what was happening in Palestine, bro. Way too fucking late. Better late than never, but I'm still ashamed of it, bro.
Be aware of what's happening in the world, and that your reach and your platforms mean something, and it affects people. And I think the biggest reason why people were so upset for you, not because you brought someone and you didn't contest him, that it is the talking point that he used is the same talking points that have been used for 2 years to kill.
I guess we did watch that. How did I miss that, bro? I didn't comment on that.
But they don't talk to you about that. They want you to think it is Jewish people against everybody else. They don't talk to you about the...
So I think that's enough of that. Let's see what else is there. Fun times with the Bassem Youssef interview. I had a couple of more things on the topics list, but it's getting a little bit late here, folks. It is 11:23 p.m. I had the FSU student. Let's talk about her quickly. Ooh, maybe Will Smith's freestyle. Should we react to the Will Smith freestyle today, or do I leave that and react to it with the girls on Thursday? The FSU student who got... Okay, fuck it. Let's do Will Smith, folks. We're going to do Will Smith. Will this be saved as a VOD? Yes, this will be saved. Commie, Space Invader, everything is always saved as a VOD most of the time here. Fuck it, folks. We're doing the Will Smith freestyle. I just saw this. This was like 4 months ago. This was like 4 months old. How did I just find out about this? Crazy. Let's end on a fun topic. There was a Krystal Ball interview that I wanted to watch. Is it too late to react to the Krystal Ball interview? It probably is, isn't it? If I wanted to like react to it tomorrow or something. Krystal Ball yelling at like Senator Slotkin. That was good to watch, bro. That was good to watch. Skip to where Steinle finally speaks. Oh, Steinle speaks? What does he say? Kind of tired. Oh, sorry, guys. This is a shitty stream. Nelk. How am I even going to find where Steinle speaks? Nelk. Bassem.
Jewish Voices for Peace, the people who are.
Did he speak here? How are we gonna know? Does he say something here?
So hard then.
What do you mean?
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's with young girls. It's crazy, right?
Yeah. Why do you think they allowed him to campaign on that so hard then?
What do you mean?
Like why would they? Because Trump campaigned on that.
Yeah.
That he was going to release it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that's a good
maybe he didn't know that they had something on him. Maybe they thought that like everything was on Clinton. Maybe he didn't know. And then like we have Elon Musk saying, well, he's in the files, and Bear's like, oh no, I'm not in the files. And that
Are they talking about Epstein and stuff?
I have the files on my desk, and then suddenly we don't have the files. It makes you think, right? And you know, like, right?
You say something about that because I think one of the biggest issues right now is like even that I made a mistake on is you see one thing posted and no one does a deeper dive. They just believe the first thing they see.
Absolutely. And it's flooding the internet. It is like when you say an X, your timeline is very, very, very curated because like basically if you buy enough, if you spend enough money, that's what I'm telling you.
So you guys are down with Crystal Ball. I want to do the Crystal Ball interview, man.
Full of the same exact.
I wish I could do it now, but it's like too late.
Mamdani being anti-Semitic, about Muslims are terrorists.
You know what? You know what? Breaking points. We're gonna watch the Crystal Ball interview. Fuck it. I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I'm just gonna take like a 2-minute break. I'm just gonna put the BRB button. Interview. I want to watch this, folks. We're at least gonna watch half of it where she presses her on.
I don't know if it means
Palestine and stuff. We're gonna do it.
But Jewish New Yorkers, people,
or at their homes, or at the.
My mom, a lifelong Democrat. Like, Michiganders want to get back to a place.
I've been wanting to watch this, and I felt like I was too late, and I missed it. It happened last week, and I wanted to react to it over the weekend, and then I didn't. And I was like, fuck it, is it too late? I want to watch this with you guys, because Crystal Ball, I saw some of this on Twitter. She made me feel so good, so I want to watch this.
Where we can disagree on politics and not have it be so. We wouldn't be here. But I think...
I just want to get to the part where they talk about Palestine. Palestina!
Part of the problem is that people have kind of gone to their corners. And I live this, right? I live on my family farm, Republican, my mom a lifelong Democrat. Like, Michiganders want to get back to a place where we can disagree on
abortion is because of his position on Israel. The single most viral.
And like, I am very focused. My dad was a lifelong Republican, my mom a lifelong Democrat. Like, Michiganders want to get back to a place where we can disagree on politics and not have it be so like bitter.
So I hear you on the idea of like you want to talk about the economics and the unifying and cost of living. And I think that ignores a big elephant in the room, especially when you're talking about even Zoran Mamdani. The reason Hakeem.
Okay. Folks, I'll be right back. 2 minutes. I'm going to press my BRB button. I'll BRB. Okay. Couple minutes, baby. I'll be And we back. Sorry, folks. We are back. We lost like 30 viewers in 10 seconds. Crystal Ball is going to maul Dem Senator Alyssa Slotkin. Let's watch this this barbaric
Jeff
attack.
Rees and Chuck Schumer don't want to endorse him is because of his position on Israel. The single most viral clip that he had in that election actually wasn't about cost of living, even though that's what he wanted to make his campaign about. His opponents, Andrew Cuomo in particular, wanted to make it all about accusing him of anti-Semitism and attacking him for his views on Israel and Palestine. So the most viral moment from that entire campaign, I believe, was this moment on the debate stage. Guys, this is E1. Let me go ahead and play this for you, and then I want to get your reaction.
Mr. Mamdani. I would stay in New York City. My plans are to address New Yorkers across the 5 boroughs and focus.
This was so funny. I would go to Israel. My dream is the first thing I would do as the mayor of New York is visit Israel and offer my support to it. It's like, bro, take care of the homeless, fill up some fucking potholes. What are you doing? What are you doing? Everyone's tripping over themselves, tripping over their dicks to suck up to fucking Israel, bro. I'll go to Israel quicker. I'll go to Israel first class. I'll be there in 2 days. I'll be there in 1 day. I'll be there the day before. I want to get the election results in Tel Aviv. I want to sit in Tel Aviv while I get the election results. I want to celebrate with the people of Israel when I get elected as the mayor of New York. I want to have an Israeli tabbouleh. I want to be eating an Israeli falafel as I find out the result.
On that.
Mr. Mamdani, can I just jump in? Would you visit Israel as mayor?
I will be doing, as the mayor, I'll be standing up for Jewish New Yorkers, and I'll be meeting them wherever they are across the 5 boroughs, whether that's in their synagogues and temples or at their homes or at the subway platform, because ultimately we need to focus on delivering on their concerns.
And just yes or no, do you believe in a Jewish state of Israel?
I believe Israel has the right to exist.
Not as a Jewish state?
As a state with equal rights.
Now, this was considered very controversial when he said it, and I think the results are in at this point that he didn't win in spite of his position there. He won in part because of it, including if you listen to Andrew Cuomo's numbers, he won a majority of Jewish voters inside of New York City. And so what I'm curious for your view on is while, you know, I would love to debate you on your healthcare policy. I think we need Medicare for all. You think public option, your housing policy, et cetera. I'm just being really real with you. I don't really hear what you say if you are still supporting a genocide in Gaza. And that's for me, you know, I'm speaking for myself, but I know there are millions of other people who feel the same, that you have to at least cross this sort of moral threshold. And what it indicates to people, and I think part of why, you know, Zoran won so many people in New York City, young people in particular, but Jewish New Yorkers, people across the board, is because it was a sign of, number one, okay, you're focused on New York City first and foremost. Sure. Number two, you're willing to take the heat on an issue that is really difficult for you, where you're being overtly smeared as an anti-Semite. And number three, there's no, you know, entrenched interest that's going to control. You have a spine, you have principles, you're willing to stand up for something. And so, you know, I'm curious for your reflections on that because of your...
Soul Life says, I'll take the AIPAC money. No, I'll take the AIPAC money. No, me. Exactly. That's exactly what it sounds like. Like, I'll go to Israel. No, I'll go to Israel.
Your voting record and where you've stood on this conflict.
Yeah, well, I mean, one of the proudest moments that I had in my last election, where I just won on the same ballot as Donald Trump, was that I won a majority of Jewish voters in Michigan. We have a large Jewish population. And I won Dearborn Heights, and Hamtramck, the 3 Muslim-dominated cities. Trump won 2 out of the 3. So I think the thing that I would push back on is the voters vote with their feet, right? We have a moment in an election where they get to decide. And there was no issue that was more difficult for me in this last, I would say 6 years, but certainly in this last election, other than this issue, because it's personal. I'm a Middle East analyst by training. And so what I tried to do and why I think I managed to win both those communities is call balls and strikes, literally up to this week on what's going on.
So let's talk a little bit more about that.
But I think it's important, right? If you're going to push on me, then I think like there's one of us that's had an election and had to appeal to my voters and win. And so it doesn't.
Man with long last name says, the Muzzies love me. That's what she's basically saying. Despite me not doing anything to stop Israel, the Muslims love me.
It doesn't surprise me at all that Mr. Mamdani won. Or actually, I didn't know his name. I didn't know much about him until he won. But because I think this issue is motivating people in a very visceral and personal way.
Yeah.
But it's not the only issue that my voters in Michigan care about.
Of course.
And the online world is extremely,
Did she say
extremely
she's an
focused
analyst?
on this.
I
but
missed
that
that.
doesn't always represent the majority. And I think if I can push back, like if we're out on the road every day in Michigan when I'm there. In some communities, that issue is the #1 issue, 100%. And like, I mean, up to
What a fucking long-winded answer. Just fucking say you're against the genocide. Just recognize it as a genocide and say you don't support that. She's fucking talking in circles and beating around the bush. And the people in my community don't stand against the fucking genocide, lady. Okay? Mabdal Ed. It's pretty fucking simple. Pretty fucking simple.
This morning, right? Like people texting my phone and talking about a plan, some of the things we're working on. But I go outside the Detroit area, it's not in the top 40.
But Senator, it's not just a political issue, it's also a moral issue, is what I'm trying to get to. So let's talk about those, calling them balls and strikes, if you will. So first of all, do you accept that Israel has a policy of enforced famine and starvation in the Gaza Strip?
I think I literally put my name on a letter yesterday or last night that says like a policy of starvation, people are starting to starve. And in general, I mean, I served in places like...
People are starting to starve. So now, after 2 years, now I find it unacceptable. Where the fuck? I'm sorry. Great, you put your name on a letter about starving. Why did it get to a point where people are even fucking starving? It's too fucking late. It's like when you're dehydrated, and then by the time you get a headache because you're dehydrated, drinking water isn't gonna do shit right now because you're already dehydrated. The fact that your head hurts, it's already too late, okay? The fact that people are starving, it's too late. Signing a fucking silly document isn't gonna help them now. You should have been vocal against the genocide when it was happening. Now, I'm against famine. Oh, really? Oh, really? You are. It's too fucking late. Your body already has a headache. You're already dehydrated. Drinking water now isn't gonna do shit to help.
Body in Fallujah. I watched in 2004 and 2005 Al-Qaeda terrorists drag American citizens behind a vehicle until they died, right? Like horrible, and then string them up, like a lynching.
Okay.
We still had a responsibility to get aid into Fallujah.
Robibi sends 50 sec and says Hasan reacted to this clip and glazed her for pressing a politician when he blew smoke up Bernie and AOC's asses on their whitewashing genocide tour. The thing with Bernie, I think that people are struggling with, and I was a huge fucking Bernie fan, is that he's still speaking out against the atrocities, what's happening in Israel. So he's like 90% of the way there. He's just not calling it a genocide. You know what I mean? And he's also signed a lot of bills and policies that are that help fund Israel's weapons, like in the past and stuff. But like now he's for cutting all funding to Israel. I get that, but he's still refusing, and he's being very stubborn about calling it a genocide. And AOC is fucking, let's not even talk about AOC and her signing to fund Israel's defensive weapons and shit. Yeah, no, that was a disappointing interview from Hasan. But I think he doesn't want, he probably thinks that Bernie is doing more good than harm, so he doesn't want to lump Bernie in with these other Democrats.
Despite the fact that we were fighting Al-Qaeda cells in Fallujah, and I have been clear about that.
So this is a crime against humanity. Forced starvation is a crime against humanity.
The occupying power has a responsibility to get aid into the war zone, period.
So
by the law of war.
So in addition, do you accept that the Israeli plan, as reported by Haaretz, as discussed openly by ministers like Ben-Gvir and Smotrich, as backed by the President of the United States, is forced ethnic cleansing?
I think we have, as recently as yesterday, the Prime Minister of Israel talking about forced migration into certain areas and then potentially out of the country. That is not legal. That is not on any international standard since World War II. And I've been clear about that. So I would ask for a little bit of an open mind.
Well, what I would ask is, listen, I'm a YouTuber. You know, I have my words, that's all I have. But you're a United States Senator.
Krystal, don't be so humble, okay? You're way more than a YouTuber. You are the voice of like a generation at this point. Like Breaking Points has really become, it has replaced TYT as like, if you want like a good YouTube newscast that actually has like good fucking takes. I mean, Sagar's takes are fucking horrible most of the time, but I think he's learning to like shut up right now and embrace the fact that no one is fucking with Trump. So he's letting Krystal kind of take the lead. Like when I think of Breaking Points, I'm sorry, like Sagar comes in second. I think mostly Krystal. She's the fucking senior. You know, she wears the pants in this relationship. Let's just say that, okay?
Like you're not the president, but you have power. So what are you going to do? Because so far what we've seen, I mean, you voted for some of the aid that's been used to massacre children and innocents. You know, you have backed Israel, as far as I can tell, you know, from your voting record at almost every turn. You voted for a definition of anti-Semitism that would, you know, codify anti-Zionism as anti-Semitism. You voted as a member of the House to sanction.
Yo, that's fucked up. Like she literally voted to stop free speech. Essentially, bro. Not allowing people to criticize Zionism is a massive attack on First Amendment rights. And Americans should be going crazy. You're all about your amendment rights. You know what I'm saying? Why would you let the government tell you who you're allowed to criticize and how you're allowed to criticize people? And conflating Zionism and Judaism, again, part of the problem. These fucking wishy-washy Democrats, bro. This is why Democrats are a worthless party right now. This is why no one's fucking voting for them. And this is why Donald Trump won a second fucking term. Because these people stand for nothing. They literally stand for nothing. What a nothing human. What a nothing human that has accomplished nothing and will accomplish nothing.
The ICC for indicting Benjamin Netanyahu, who you just admitted is a war criminal, by your own words. So are you going to join Senator Angus King, Senator Bernie Sanders in saying no more aid to this country that is committing war crimes against innocent civilians?
I think the first thing, if you're asking about what to do with power, and I would offer that right now Democrats own nothing in Washington. So
don't play powerless with me. You're a United States senator. There are things you can do.
In terms of who runs our foreign policy, I just think it's interesting, right?
Krystal's not letting anything go, bro. Krystal is bro. I don't see anyone giving this kind of pushback in interviews. Everyone's always so worried about keeping the guest happy so that they come back for another interview, or so that they don't lose access to something. Krystal is pushing the hard fucking questions. This lady thought she was coming here to get like a fucking puff piece. And Krystal's letting her know it ain't happening.
You're a United States senator.
Haley says, I love the circling with the mouse for emphasis. I try, Haley. I try. Look, this is Sagar's face. This is Krystal's face. This is me right here.
There are things you can do. In terms of who runs our foreign policy, I just think it's interesting, right? That there was a ton of protests when Democrats were in charge.
There was a protest in Manhattan yesterday.
Okay. I think it's fair to say, just to be honest, that back and forth, like the number of protests that go on now versus before.
Well, they were part of your political coalition.
Well, that's
right?
I mean, Senator Sargon,
that's fair.
Obviously, I'm here.
Yeah.
I was very upset over the Biden administration policy. And as you can tell, I'm very upset over the Trump administration policy. Yeah. So let's deal not in strawman, but me and here
in
and now.
terms of so the tools that I have, the tools that we have in general, to me, the most important thing is a pressurized campaign to get aid into people who are starving. That to me is the number one, because that's the one is urgent and today. And
it's been urgent. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, obviously starvation is urgent and kids starving is urgent, but like massacring people, getting 200,000 dead, that's not urgent. You voted to fund Israel. You voted to change the meaning of anti-Zionism. You voted to send weapons to Israel and unlimited funding. Fuck you. You have blood on your hands, and it doesn't matter how much you try to clean that blood off. We all see you for exactly who you are. And then we're going to talk about a vote that she skipped just a little bit later once we're done with this interview. But you ain't getting out of this scot-free, Senator Slotkin.
But will you cut off aid to Israel so long as they're committing crimes against humanity?
There is a difference between a weapon to protect a country from incoming missiles versus other type. Offensive and defensive weapons are different.
So let's give the Nazis defensive weapons. Hey, they're defensive weapons. There's a difference between offensive weapons and defensive weapons. So if the Nazis need some defensive weapons, let's give the Nazis some weapons. That's the argument that they're making, essentially. Also, Israel is allowed to bomb Iran, Yemen, Lebanon, Syria, any country they want. Why don't we fund Iran's defenses? Iran's getting bombed. Why don't we fund Iran's defense? Why don't you fund Lebanon's defense? We're getting bombed by Israel. Oh, wait. Only Israel has the right to defend itself and attack all its fucking neighbors.
Or offensive weapons ban? Like, would you stop any offensive aid to Israel?
That certainly, to me, would be a place to look, but I'm not going to cut off a blanket next sale on a defensive weapon that comes through. No.
I also reject that because, for example, if, Senator Sargon, if you were asked to support defensive weapons for Iran, defensive weapons for Russia, you wouldn't back that.
No, but Iran, but
they're defensive. They're just protecting civilians, right? So how is it different?
But because Israel's being shot at. I mean,
so is
Iran. Yeah. So is Russia.
Dude, their arguments fall apart. Their arguments fall apart. He has nothing to say. Israel can defend itself. What about Iran? What about Russia? Idiots. Idiots, bro. Idiots.
For Russia. You wouldn't back that.
No, but Iran, but
they're defensive. They're just protecting civilians, right? So how is it different?
But because Israel's being shot at. I mean,
so is
Iran. Yeah. So is Russia.
Ukraine's shooting at Russia right now.
I'm sorry. This is the difference between allies, partners, and adversaries.
Why is it an ally then? What are they doing right now which makes it an ally?
I think allied relationships, just like
that's the difference. We only listen. We're allied with the Nazis. Don't question it. So we're gonna arm them. They're our allies. Okay, shit. That's how it works. You're our friend. You want to be my friend in the playground? You get weapons. You ain't my friend in the playground. You don't get fucking weapons. Okay, it doesn't matter what you do. Doesn't matter how many willies you giving people. You're my friend. You get money. You get weapons.
Lithuania right now, like an allied relationship or a partner relationship is a long-standing relationship of information sharing and diplomacy. And that is, to me, it's not a like every day we decide Lithuania is our ally or not. We're allied or not. And sometimes we have big breaks with allies.
We're allied or not, folks, through thick and thin, we will stand by Israel. It's like that song. What was it called? Your best friend's always sticking up for you. Even when I know you're wrong. What's it called? What's it called? Songs, the drops of Jupiter, folks. We're the best friend. You know, the best friend's always sticking up for you, even when you know you're wrong, folks. It's America. We're at least America's a loyal friend, folks. What else can you say? Everybody deserves a friend like America. There for you, no matter how many people you murder.
Right? Sometimes we have difficult moments with allies. Sometimes it goes the wrong way with allies. But an allied relationship is a long-term relationship.
It's hard for me to understand why we should ally. Like, I'm sure you believe in, like, or claim to believe in liberal human rights. Why would we ally with a nation that is committing a genocide and live streaming it?
Can I ask, literally, like this, I think about this from the mirror image way, because I do not support the things that Donald Trump is doing, right? But I'm an American. So do I want other countries to look at America and be like, we can't stand Donald Trump, so we're gonna end any longstanding relationship we have with the American people. We're going to cut off any support we give them on information sharing or intelligence sharing. Like, we are not just our elected leaders. And I think that's the thing that's been lost in the conversation.
So Bassem.
Wait, what did she say?
Any support we give them on information sharing or intelligence sharing. Like, we are not just our elected leaders. And I think that's the thing that's been lost in the conversation.
So Bassem and another Israeli human rights organization joined the Global Consensus, Amnesty International, some 800 scholars. There was a piece from an Israeli scholar in the New York Times in saying this is a genocide. Do you accept, even Marjorie Taylor Greene yesterday came out and said it's a genocide. Do you accept that? And if you do, I mean, what responsibility does...
What I like about, do you think it's a genocide question? It has become, just like the right and the Zionist Democrats, the Zionist left always say, do you condemn Hamas? At this point, we can now ask them, do you call it a genocide? You know what I mean? If they refuse, if the left refuses to condemn Hamas, they're like labeled as like, you're Hamas, you're a terrorist sympathizer. Well, if you refuse to call it a genocide, you're a fucking genocidal fucking Nazi. I love that question. I love that question. Do you think I'm glad Krystal is bringing it up.
Does a United States senator have? This is a nation that, you know, we send every year billions of dollars to aid that you have, you know, voted for and supported. Like, what responsibility does a United States senator have?
Choki has corrected me. It says there is no Zionist left. I mean, like, liberal Zionists is what I mean. You know what I mean? Liberal, like Ethan Klein's of the world.
To prevent genocide and to stop genocide that we see ongoing.
We have a responsibility up till today to ensure that food is getting in.
Is it a genocide?
People don't starve.
Oh my God,
I don't know that I'd use that term.
She jumped to the food. Can't even say, yes, it's a genocide. We got to get food in. We got to get the baby formula. It's not what we're asking, bitch. Sorry, I used the B word, folks. I'm sorry, folks. She just doesn't want to call it a genocide. You know what I'm saying? Pisses me off.
To ensure that food is getting in.
Is it a genocide?
People don't starve. I don't know that I'd use that term.
Why?
But it is violating the law of war.
Why don't you use the term though?
Because I think, you know, it's, to me, do I think it's ethnic cleansing, which is what I think of in genocide? I don't know if it meets that definition.
They're announcing.
She's like thinking, look at that face she's making, the thinking face.
Why don't you use the term though?
Because I think, you know, it's, to me, do I think it's ethnic cleansing? Which,
oh my God, look at that. Let me try to get it.
It's, to me, do I think it's ethnic cleansing?
Do I think it's ethnic cleansing? Look at her thinking. She's got the side mouth thing going. Is it ethnic cleansing? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. You got fucking Ben Gvir fucking saying it. You got fucking Smotrich fucking saying it. You got fucking Netanyahu every chance he gets. Why don't they just leave and go somewhere else? Why don't they go to Egypt? Why doesn't other Arab what do you think the plan is? Trump made a video, the Riviera AI video, everybody dancing, women with beards. They're going to build a new city. It's for everyone in the world. This city will be for everyone, not for the Palestinians. What is it?
Which is what I think of in genocide. I don't know if it meets that definition.
They're announcing
Didn't you say it earlier that it was ethnic cleansing? You said that they wanted to force it. I mean, this is open from the Israeli government. Like, they're saying it. They're
and from Trump,
national
too.
security. They come out and they're like, we don't need shells. We need shells, not food. And we need to encourage migration.
Look,
they're saying
you're not going to get me to support what the Israeli government is saying.
Yes, folks, I was only paraphrasing Jesse Pinkman. I'm not a misogynist.
Saying right now. I think the point I was trying to make is it's not just about, like, we have relationships with nations over time, regardless of who their leaders are. We have really tough moments. We have easier moments. But that doesn't, so I'm not willing to say that, like, I hate everything ever.
Sure, but so
future.
even if you accept that they're committing a genocide, you still wouldn't cut off their aid?
I think that defensive aid and offensive aid are different things. And I think at this point,
so
if
if
they're
Nazi
doing
Germany,
every single day,
if Nazi Germany said we want defensive aid, I mean, it's just, you have to see
There we go. There, Krystal, just stop fucking around. She's not fucking around today. She woke up. She's like, I'm gonna fuck this lady up today. I'm gonna fuck this lady up today, no matter what. I'm going, even if it means no one will ever accept to come for an interview at Breaking Points ever again. I am fucking slapping that lady in the fucking face with my fucking questions and my hard-hitting questions and follow-up questions. The art of the follow-up has been lost, and Krystal Ball is bringing it back.
Where they're all weapons that are being shipped. You know, in
They're
another
not using
context,
the weapons that they're using right now. I mean, to be honest, if you look at what's happening on the ground, the military part of this conflict is, for the most part, over. If it's not defensive aid and offensive aid
And she was like, come on, when she says Nazi. Sorry, I had to go back to hear this again.
are different things. And I think at this point,
so
what
if
they're
Nazi
doing every
Germany,
single day,
if Nazi Germany said we want defensive aid, I mean, it's just you have to see.
Come on. No, not come on. It's the perfect point. Sunflower Dragon says, sends $5 and says, I got here late, so I'm behind in the stream. Your discussion on the bombing and the videos are absolutely devastating, terrifying, and truly evil. Sunflower, thank you so much. Yeah, that was a couple hours ago. It was tough talking about that, but we had to, it's August 4th, had to go over it. It's important to cover that. Thank you for the sweet message and thank you for the support, Sunflower. I hope you enjoy the rest of the stream once you get to this in like a couple hours.
Where they're all weapons that are being shipped. You know, in
They're
another
not using
context,
the weapons that they're
Donna, enjoy Home Depot. Thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you for being a patron. We love you.
using right now. I mean, to be honest, if you look at what's
weapons that are being shipped. You know, in
they're
another
not using
context,
the weapons that they're using right now. I mean, to be honest, if you look at what's happening on the ground, the military part of this conflict is, for the most part, over. What they are doing, every single day is around aid, and they are hurting people around the delivery of aid.
Over 1,000 people who were
the military part of this is almost over. Hundreds of people are being killed every day, every week, going to these fucking aid centers. They're still bulldozing fucking areas, bro. What are you talking about?
Starving people just trying to get aid.
That is
I
not
know you
high,
know this.
That's not high intensity bombs. That's not the weapons that that we were talking about 2 years ago. It's just not. I'm sorry.
Well, what did you do when you were sending high intensity bombs? You voted to send them. You're fucking complicit. Fuck you. No one's gonna fucking forgive you. Stop going on a fucking victory tour. Stop fucking pretending like you care. We're not gonna let you get away with this. We know what you voted for. We know what you are. We know what you think. Fuck you. Fuck you. Seriously. Fuck you.
Every single day, the military reports that I read, they are traditional, like, this is a military that has a bad strategy. It is not the bombs that we were seeing 2 years ago.
It's not a military that has a bad strategy. The strategy is forced starvation and ethnic
that is
cleansing.
not a
That's their strategy, and they're
That's a bad strategy.
and they're accomplishing it very effectively with the full backing of the United States government, including sadly Democrats.
Well,
and so a couple more questions that I know you have to run. You know, I'm curious.
Run away, more like.
Why you condemned Rashida Tlaib for using the rally chant, you know, from the river to the sea, something she said for her evokes equal rights. And you have not condemned Randy Fine, who said that Gazans should, quote, starve away, who floated that the Gaza Strip should be nuked, who called Ilhan Omar and Rashida Tlaib and Zoran as well, called them Muslim terrorists. Where is the concern over him?
I have no problem condemning Randy Fine, who I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know who that person is. I have no problem condemning someone who talks like that.
Senator, we have to ask your last question because your staff is telling us. Do you think?
Yeah, but you went out of your way to condemn Rashida Tlaib, but Krystal had to ask you about what Randy Fine said for you to condemn. So again, fuck you and fuck your fucking virtue signaling on Twitter to the Zionist liberal Zionists.
AIPAC should register as a foreign lobby. Your staff is telling us. Do you think AIPAC should register as a foreign lobby?
There we go.
I don't know.
And she's gotten like $600,000 of funding from AIPAC, like before 2018, something like that. She's made lots of money from AIPAC.
Answer to that. I think that I know plenty of people who think they should. You know, I don't.
It's kind of a cop-out answer, don't you think?
I mean, yeah. I literally, I just guess I'd have to look at the definition. I certainly have had my tough moments with that organization. And
so you stop accepting their funding?
You gotta get your facts straight. I have not been endorsed by AIPAC. I have not. I'm sorry. I was the first Jew.
Bro, Krystal. So you're still taking it. Oh, great pause. Look at that face right here. That's the face of a genocide supporter, folks. Essentially, I mean, she voted to send weapons to Israel. Extra genocide supporter. Sunflower Dragon sends another 5 and says, Krystal made me tear up when she was trying to appeal to Slotkin's non-existent humanity, a masterclass for interviewing a politician. No, exactly. Seriously, she set the bar so high. And I keep praising like Anna Kasparian, and Anna is great on the Piers Morgan show, but Anna is so problematic everywhere else. At least Krystal Ball is not problematic. You know what I mean? We can support Krystal, you know, overall, from A to Z.
I mean, I literally, I just guess I'd have to look at the definition. I certainly have had my tough moments with that organization. And
so you stop accepting their funding?
You gotta get your facts straight. I have not been endorsed by AIPAC. I have not. I'm sorry. I was the first Jew elected to the Senate that was not endorsed by any Jewish group. AIPAC, J Street.
You've been the recipient of their funds.
In 2018, when I first ran, people who were members, yes, but I've not been endorsed since then.
In 2018, I only made $600,000 from AIPAC. They only sent me 600 grand. That does not affect me in any way, Krystal. Jesus, oh my God, 600 grand.
And I just got to be honest. Like, I think that this is where facts really matter. I've had very, very difficult conversations with my colleagues in that organization.
She got funding in 2023, apparently. Y'all are saying in the chat she got funding in 2023. There we go.
And made a choice back in 2021. 2021. So that was the first time I was up for re-election. So I understand that there's a sort of, like, again, cornered position, but to me, like, I call balls and strikes as someone who served in the Middle East.
I have one more question I have to ask you. You know, we do the show. I really do my best to try to uphold, like, you know, basic human rights, Palestinian humanity, oppose the killing of innocent civilians wherever that happens. And I have to tell you, like, I feel really guilty that I'm not doing enough. I think all the time about, I'm a mom, I think all the time about those moms who can't feed their babies. Those babies are starving to death. And I just want to know, like, you're a United States Senator, you did vote for some of the bombs that were dropped on refugee camps.
The way she said that, like, Slotkin is talking about, we need to get the food in. She sounds insincere. Her voice quivered when she said mothers can't feed their kids. Listen to her voice. Let me slow it down a little bit so you guys can hear. Because Krystal and her husband Kyle, like, they are so good about Palestine. They talk about this all the time. And I know they deeply feel for the Palestinian people. So
really guilty that I'm not doing enough. I think all the time about, I'm a mom, I think all the time about those moms who can't feed their babies. Those babies are starving to death. And
the way she says those babies are starving to death, her voice literally shakes, man. Listen to that.
Those moms who can't feed their babies. Those babies are starving to death. And I just want to know, like, you're a United States Senator, you did vote for some of the bombs that were dropped on refugee camps. When kids have been sniped in the head, tents firebombed, people set on fire. The entire Gaza Strip turned into rubble. And now we're seeing these emaciated bodies of babies starving to death every day. And I mean, like, know what you can do. Does it eat you up? Does it eat you up? Do you think, like, what more could I do? Do you regret any of your votes? Do you regret
let me tell
any
you what
sort
I
of
was working on this morning. A group of Jewish rabbis and Muslim.
What a great question. Such a heartfelt question. And it comes from the heart, you can tell. And it comes from someone that is struggling with our lack of power and how powerless we feel, how useless we feel. Like, I live closer. I'm very close to Gaza relative to most of you guys watching. What the fuck can I do? We need the Egyptians. You're the closest. Fucking get down to the border, goddammit.
Community leaders came together with a proposal that we are working on just getting, like, if we can't get other aid in, at least get baby formula and nutritional supplements for children in. Let that be kind of a green light. Never has a problem. No one's trying to eat baby formula other than a baby, right?
By the way, Kyle Kalinske has reacted to one of my clips. Like, when one of my clips went viral on Twitter, talking about whether Israel was going to kill us or not. Hasan reacted to that, and Kyle Kalinske, folks. Mwah. Friends of the show, love him.
That is the proposal that I've been working on all night and this morning. So in terms of what we're trying to do, there's not a moment that goes by that this isn't something that I'm working on and something that my own community, not online, but my own community has practical things that they want to do. They're willing to raise the money. They're willing to buy the formula. They're willing to do whatever we need to do to get it shipped in. That's how I spend my time.
But you're not willing to cut off aid to Israel?
To me, that to me is the most effective thing that I can do today.
This is not a question. Your staff is telling us.
That wasn't a question. We're not asking what you're doing today, bro. Just feeding the kids, getting baby formula, and the bare minimum. The bare minimum, just letting aid in. Now they want to shove it down your face. I'm trying to make sure they get. It's the bare fucking minimum. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to yell. It's late. It's midnight. It's exactly midnight.
You absolutely have to go. So we appreciate your time. Thank you very much for coming.
Senator.
Thank you very much. Okay. Thank you.
Quick updates. So on Senator Slotkin, Senator, and I'll let you guys go. I'll let you guys be free. I'll set you free, baby. I'm free, free falling, baby. I'm free, free falling. I need to pause this clip or else it's going to get us
with what's going on in Gaza.
banned, probably because Colbert and shit. So there was a vote to block. So 1 or 2 days after her interview on Breaking Points, there was a vote to block offensive arms sales to Israel. Slotkin missed the vote. She just did not attend. She didn't want to vote yes, but she didn't want to vote no. So what did she do? She just did not vote. She skipped the vote. That was her cop-out. And she skipped the vote to go on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert. She did it. She skipped the vote to block the sale of offensive arms sales to Israel. She skipped that vote so she could go on the Late Show with Stephen Colbert. By the way, these are the senators that voted against blocking arms sales to Israel. Michael Bennet, Richard Blumenthal, Cory Booker, Maria Cantwell, Chris Coons, Catherine Cortez Masto, John Fetterman. Oh, so these guys voted against blocking sales. All these fucking assholes. Mark Warner, Jackie Rosen, Jack Schumer, Alex Padilla. Padilla. God damn, it's like I said, quesadilla. These are all the Democrats that voted to send weapons to Israel. Look at these fuckers. Okay, and then why did she skip? So as she was on Colbert, what did she talk about? Senator Slotkin missed the vote on banning arms sales to Israel yesterday. Instead, she went on the Colbert Show where she called for aid to Gaza to thunderous applause. So this person doesn't go to vote for something that can actually help stop the killing and stop the murdering, you know what I mean? She doesn't want to do anything that is actually effective, but she wants to go on a TV show and brag about just letting aid in. This is fake activism. This is liberal Zionism. These are the wolves in fucking sheepskin. They pretend to be nice. They pretend to care, but they don't give a fuck. This is fucking evil. Let's watch a second of this where she says we need to get aid to Gaza or something because we're going to get blocked.
Is an American value, a Jewish value, and a Muslim value. So that to me is...
Woo! Yeah, sure. Oh, sorry, you guys skipped. Let's go back here.
No matter what's happening, we put that out, pushed it with Rubio today, Secretary Rubio. To children is an American value, a Jewish understand that humanitarian aid getting into children is an American value, a Jewish value, and a Muslim
What a waste of time. What a waste of space, this lady.
value. So that to me is
Altor, fuck you. And then she put out a long tweet. Let's read it together. Last night, I unfortunately missed a vote series on 2 joint resolutions of disapproval regarding the sale of weapons to Israel. I have struggled with this joint resolution of disapproval more than any previous votes in the nearly 2 years since Hamas initiated the attacks of October 7th. I represent a state. You know what? Fuck you. This is way too long. Oh my God, I ain't reading that shit. And then there was a community note. Senator Slotkin missed the votes to appear on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. So she's trying to pretend that she was struggling. My views on this come from my experience of serving 3 tours in Iraq alongside an Iraq. So I said Iraq, obviously, sarcastically, folks. So she's also an army veteran. So she's not only is she traumatizing Palestinians, she helped traumatize Iraqis in Iraq. Wow. In general, I think these disapproval votes are a bad way to do foreign policy. Oh, she's trying to say that voting against weapon sales is bad now. She's not the problem. The system is. The executive branch where the run... Okay, you know, I am going to read this. Fuck it. I am going to read it. Breathe in, Anthony. So last night, I unfortunately missed a vote. Let me try to do a voice or something. Last night? No, fuck it. Last night, I missed a vote on 2 joint resolutions. I have struggled with this joint resolution of disapproval more than any previous votes in nearly 2 years since Hamas initiated the attacks on October 7th. I represent a state with a large Arab and Muslim population and a large Jewish population, and over these last 2 years, few issues have been as raw as this one. I have therefore worked very hard to call balls and strikes. So that's the same thing she said on Krystal's show. Based on my experience and the facts on the ground, even as most people fall firmly into one side or another and are often reluctant to consider new information. I owe it to my state to make clear where I stand. Had I made it back for the vote yesterday, I would have voted yes to block. Oh, she would have voted. Oh, if she had made it back on time, folks, she would have voted yes to block. But unfortunately, she wasn't there. Oh no, but she still wants the credit. You know, she doesn't want to vote the right way, but she still wants the props. She still wants the cheers. She still wants the claps. She still wants the atta girl, Slotkin, Alyssa Slotkin. Had I made it back, I would have voted yes to block weapons based on my concerns over lack of food and medicine getting into Gaza. I have been a strong supporter of the Jewish state of Israel my whole life, and I still am. But despite the fact that Hamas began this bloody round of conflict and refuses to release the hostages, not fucking true. Not fucking true. Stop the propaganda. As are the calls from Michiganders who have friends and family trying to survive in Gaza. This issue is now widely acknowledged across the political spectrum. Even President Trump this week has expressed concern over the humanitarian situation, blah, blah, blah. In fact, okay, I really can't read this. I'm too tired. Folks, this was our stream. My lovelies. Sunflower Dragon sends $2 and says, Slotkin is CIA. Can't trust anything she does. Exactly. Can't trust anything any of these fucking people say. Folks, what a long night. Zenith Star, who's been a Zenith Star member for 1 month, says, I apologize for Slotkin on behalf of Michigan chat. Hey, we don't blame you. It's not your fault. Hey, the people at Dearborn voted for her. They're Arabs. So, shit. We all failed. Folks, thank you so much for joining us. Sorry for the bummer of a start for this, talking about August 4th. Tomorrow, I'm going to be doing at least one stream, at least a gaming stream. Might do another personal stream. Talk about some of the stuff that's been happening at work. Check out my Instagram at Anthony Sargon on Instagram for a sneak peek into what I've been going through with my old job, my old employers who refused to pay us. Forgot to pay us. I'm sorry, forgot to pay us. Allegedly. Everyone who supported us today in the live chat, thank you so much. Everyone was so generous today. Madness Arcade, thank you for everything. I'm sorry we didn't listen to the songs and stuff. We will listen to them next time. Send me everything you want me to react to, Madness Arcade, on Discord. So with the link that you sent for that trailer, send those songs you want me to listen to. We will find the time to listen to them, Madness. I promise. Everybody, we love you so much. If you'd like to support us, you can do so on Patreon or by becoming a member. By becoming a YouTube member. We have multiple tiers on Patreon and on YouTube. Thank you to everyone who sent in super chats. You guys are awesome. Let me take a second to thank some of our lovely patrons like Jess Polido, Fab, Elise Marrero, Karen Goodwin, Erica Stillwell, Mofrosky and Deezus, Leonardo Sawaya, Antonio Jmeil, Tufik Fakih, Kelly, MND Dynamic, Dopamaxed, EU Watson, Daniel Nechle, Ilian Mujabran, Dominic Seltzer, and Irene the Dream. Folks, join us for some more streams. Oopsie, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. And don't forget to subscribe to Do Not Worry Gaming. How many subs do we have right here now? We are at 714 still, guys. Come on, the link is pinned on the live chat. Do it. And Haley D just gifted 5 memberships, folks. Coming in clutch of those 5 memberships. Haley D, we love you so much, guys. See you tomorrow with more streams. See you all. I'm streaming every day from now till Thursday on both channels, so I will see you around, folks. As always, much love. My ass needs to get some dinner. Good night, everybody. I love you. And as always, do not